I love it, says Suraj. Hey, thank you. I don't even know if I'm gaining traction, to be honest, but the good thing is that we get to speak more about the injustices that are happening in this world, including the largest injustice that we do towards animals. Hello, everyone. Hey, Martin, nice to see you. Hello, the new guy. Nice to see you. Hey, Goblin, Suraj, as I just said before, Draculum, and MED. All the awesome people are already in the chat, and more awesome people will be joining today. And hell, while I have you here, you awesome vegans, I just wanted to tell you, first of all, I appreciate you for being here a lot of the times. I know it's not always easy, but also what I wanted to tell you is that there will obviously be trolls in the chat. There will be people who will want to say nonsense. You can go against that, and you don't have to have long conversations with them. You guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah, I'm live on my YouTube channel. Are you okay being live? You can also be off camera if you want. Off camera? Okay. What's your name? Yelena. Can you come a little bit closer? You're still off camera. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I respect it. Okay, Yelena. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about animals, Yelena?
I love animals.
You love animals. Okay, love it. Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
Moral consideration.
Yeah.
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 I think so.
Okay. Do you think then exploiting them, would that be, according to your values, something right or wrong to do?
No, it would not be right. Yeah.
It would not be right. Okay. Do you think that you might be participating in something that exploits animals?
Probably that I'm unaware of, but yeah, in some kind of way, probably.
Okay, let me ask you, and I'm not judging here. Do you think that you consume animal products, or?
Not a lot, but I do.
Yeah. So when you consume animal products, do you acknowledge that an animal had to be exploited for that product to exist?
Yeah, I do in some way. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that you have other choices that you can make?
Yeah, but maybe more difficult choices.
Why is it that they're more difficult choices?
Just not as yeah, I don't know. Not as I don't know, not as easy, just more difficult, more complicated. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just
Okay, let me ask you, do you think you can continue supporting this animal exploitation for products that you don't actually need? Even if it would be a little bit more difficult, let's say in your case. Do you think you can continue supporting this while at the same time saying that it's wrong to exploit animals or that you love animals?
yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me ask you this, if I say I love women, but then I pay for women to be exploited, would that mean I love women?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. So what is it that you want to do? Do you want to love animals or do you want to exploit them?
Well, I want to find a balance.
So exploit them a little bit.
Looking for products that are not exploit animals. So I'm pescatarian. I don't eat animals. So I eat sometimes fish. Not when I do scuba diving, then I don't eat fish either. But I think.
So asphyxiating animals is okay?
I think if we are like, because for some people, for me it's not difficult not to eat animals. I don't eat them for maybe 15 years now.
What about dairy, eggs, all of these
Dairy,
products?
now you got me thinking for milk. So both we are brought up on a farm. So maybe back in days, or if you live in a village, you have access to farms to milk that is not exploited, but people actually live from.
How can it not be exploitative? Do you think dairy cows get pregnant when they want to get pregnant, or do you think farmers decide for them?
People that have one cow or two cows, I don't think they are exploited.
Well, if one person has one cow, where does the baby go then?
Sorry?
Because the cow, if in order to produce milk, they have to have a baby, right?
Sell cow to someone else
Okay.
to have again milk.
So is that not their responsibility if then that cow gets killed, that baby gets killed?
Yeah, I think it's more complex. I think it's better that we are all, if we can stop eating animals completely, that would be great. But
And animal products.
And animal products, but I think it's very hard to do it for majority of people in this world, especially because alternatives such as oat milk is not healthy. It's also mass
So why do you assume that
production,
dairy
so
milk is healthy then?
I didn't say that, so don't put it into my mouth. But it is proven that oat milk it's giving a spike in sugar levels, so it's
Because it
very
has
hard.
sugar, yeah.
So it's very hard to find a balance. So I eat organic, mostly vegetables. So 97% what I eat is vegetables, but even vegetables is like how you find sustainably and responsibly producer. So I think we are living in challenging times unless you're growing your own.
But what
food,
about
like my
the animal
parents do.
victims? What about the animal victims? Because they still get exploited and
It's not
slaughtered
just
when you.
animal victims, it's victims in general. Vegetables are also mostly full of pesticides as well. So
Yeah.
what are you putting in your body? It's very challenging in these days.
But what about not what you're putting in your body? What about not exploiting individuals because you don't need to do it and it would be wrong to do so?
Yeah, I'm very ethical and responsible.
How
in
is it
my
ethical to
choices.
asphyxiate a being to death?
Sorry?
How is it ethical to asphyxiate a being to death?
Being to that. I
Like a
don't
fish
understand.
gets asphyxiated to death, right?
Yeah, but I eat fish very rarely. Can you
So
tell
very
me?
rarely you asphyxiate
can
a being
can
to
you
death and you
please,
think that's
for
ethical?
example, what you ate yesterday? Where's it from?
I don't really remember, but
Where's it from? Is it-
plant-based for sure, yeah.
Yeah, is it cheap beans from Ethiopia? Are the workers ethically paid? Are these big green beans that are healthy being transported by plane the best choice for
So let me ask you this. You seem to think that there's a difference, right? There's systems that contain exploitation, which you're right. We should be improving
Yeah,
on
it's a
those.
human
But then
and
there's
planet
systems. Let me finish.
exploitation.
There's systems that inherently depend on exploitation. Those systems that can never improve. Animal agriculture or fishing, as you claim, can never not exploit a fish, can they? Can you fish without killing a fish?
Sorry?
Can you fish without killing
That,
a
that,
fish?
that is a...
But you can grow beans without exploiting humans, can't you?
No.
No?
Just tell me where your beans are from, what you ate. Just tell me where is it from. Is it from your garden? Did you
No,
grow
of course it's not from my garden. It's from the supermarket.
Yeah. So where's it from? I think if we
Do you
all...
know where is it from? Do you know how it was produced?
How was
I have no
produced?
clue, no.
Was
Yeah,
it child
exactly.
labor?
Does that
Yeah.
matter? Like
So I think
a
it's
system
very
that inherently
complex. I
depends
think
on
it's very
exploitation.
complex,
Well, it's not because what you're saying is that
yeah.
let's say what you're saying is that okay, there's exploitation everywhere. Therefore, I am justified to exploit and slaughter innocent animals, right?
Like I said, for 15 years I don't eat animals.
But you exploit them for their milk,
I
and
don't.
you eat fish. What do you mean? Fish aren't animals to you?
I rarely eat fish. I'm just
But so you do
saying
eat animals.
I don't judge people that are challenged in this complex world to eat healthy.
I don't care what you eat. I just care that you stop exploiting innocent sentient beings.
I just care about people and animals in general.
How can you
and-
care
and
about animals if you
and
asphyxiate them to
planet.
death every once in a while?
I'm not.
Well, you're paying for fish, right? Fish gets asphyxiated to death every once in a while. You
How
just
do
said it.
I pay? Maybe I'm a fisherman.
Well, if you do it yourself, you're still asphyxiating the fish to death,
Yeah,
aren't
if
you?
I eat fish twice a year, and much better than maybe you exploiting
So if I beat,
Ethiopian
if I
children
asphyxiate two
eating
women per
chibis.
year, so if I kill two women per year, does that mean I love women?
So you eat vegetables that you don't know where it come from?
Yeah. So, again, do
And-
you
and
do you
you
understand the
think
difference
you
between
are
systems that depend on
ethical?
exploitation or systems that contain
You
exploitation?
think you are ethical?
Do you understand the
eating,
difference between
cheap
systems that
vegetables?
inherently depend on exploitation
You
versus
didn't
systems that contain
answer-
exploitation?
You didn't answer my question. I think you cannot group the planet Earth as one.
Yeah.
We are people. There is natural
So why choose to exploit
resources-
animals?
Natural resources that you need to protect. So not to make your beans cheap. The people they put lots of pesticides in the earth. That is.
Doesn't that happen
damaging-
also for the animal feed?
Damage also.
That also happens for animal feed, doesn't
animals
it?
And you. But I think you can preach about.
Most crops are actually grown for animals.
I think
So therefore,
you
everything
can
that you said is
preach
monumentally worse for
about
animals.
Animals
Or animal
and
products.
eating when you know where your food comes from.
Yeah,
But
because that's what
to
matters,
be
right?
honest, you have no idea what you eat and
No,
where
I
you-
don't. No, of course not.
And at least I
And
make
you know
good
so
choices.
much probably. You know how dairy cows are raped and you're supporting it, right?
I'm not supporting that.
Are you buying dairy products?
I know where my milk come from because I'm very particular.
And do you
about
think those
food.
cows are
But
forcefully
you have
impregnated?
no idea. You just
Are
told
those
me
cows
you have-
forcefully
you have
impregnated?
no idea how your food comes.
No,
to
I
your
said I
plate.
don't know which country it's coming from. How does that morally justify you paying for cows to be forcefully impregnated, have their babies taken from them, and then killed when they can no longer be forcefully impregnated?
Like I said, I don't eat animals for 15 years, and I try to
You eat
preach.
fish. You just said you eat fish. What do you mean you don't
Once
eat
a year.
animals? So you
But
eat
what do you
animals
eat?
for
What do
every
you
year.
eat? What do
I
you
definitely
eat?
don't eat animals
Tell
or
me
their
what
animal
you eat,
products.
where your food comes from.
I don't know, everything.
What?
Chickpeas, lentils,
Where it comes
vegetables,
from?
soy, all of it.
But where it comes from?
Most of it from Europe.
Well, yeah, really?
Yeah.
You just said which countries?
I can tell you for sure that some of it is coming from Spain and most of it is coming from either Spain,
But maybe
Netherlands,
you
or
should
Germany.
Look how Spain is destroying agriculture and the fields.
Do you know what
and
destroys more fields?
Natural habitat of
Have you seen the
animals.
studies that animal agriculture destroys way
think
more
you
fields,
need to
4
be
times more than vegan?
You need to be balanced in
And
your
is it
view.
balanced to asphyxiate beings to death?
No, I think you need to be balanced in the way that you're interviewing people and the way.
Oh, it's my
you're-
problem now that you are asphyxiating people to death. Oh, sorry, beings to death. Yeah.
I think you're a little bit strange.
Yeah. I'm a bit strange because I choose to not asphyxiate animals to death. You're right. But you love animals. You asphyxiating animals clearly shows is a sign of love. Hey, be careful. If she loves you, she might asphyxiate you once a year. Yeah, you know? That's how she shows love. She kills people. You want to have the conversation with me? Now you're afraid?
I'm good.
I'm normally nicer, but when people come up with ridiculous excuses to exploit animals, I'm not gonna allow them.
I caught the tail end of it.
Yeah.
I was interested.
Do you exploit animals?
I don't think that I do. I'm vegetarian.
You're vegetarian, but so do you know what happens to dairy cows?
I'm from the U.S., but I imagine the same thing.
Come a little close. Have a short conversation with me. I won't bite. What's your name, by the way?
Thai.
Ty. You want to be on camera or do you want to be off camera?
Off is good.
That's okay. So let me ask you, how do you feel? Do you know what dairy cows happen? What happens to dairy cows?
Generally, I mean, obviously there's documentaries and stuff that show, their, I guess, circle of life that humans have created.
Yeah, that they're forcefully impregnated.
Yeah.
That their babies are taken from them when they're born.
Yes. Very
And
sad.
then if they're male, they get killed.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So males don't produce milk, so they kill them because they are useless to the dairy farm.
Yeah.
And if they're female, they get forcefully impregnated like their mothers every year.
Yeah.
And when the farmers cannot successfully impregnate them, then they get killed themselves. And that usually happens at a quarter of their lifespan, like 6 to 8 years. Yeah.
So, like, for meat, then, I guess. So,
Yeah, and then they get used for meat. Yes.
Wow.
Is that not insanely cruel?
I mean, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Like I feel like if you think that's cruel and you are against cruelty, why would you pay for this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That's it.
As long as you share the view. I mean, obviously, people
Yeah.
think very differently.
Exactly. So what do you want to do? Do you want to be cruel or do you want to stop this? Go vegan and stop all of it?
I mean, obviously, vegetarian has its hand in, in the problem, but I don't know that I could go vegan. Baby steps.
Baby steps. But why not? If it were dogs in this situation, would you still pay for it?
No, I guess not.
No. So what is it about cows that you think that they deserve so little or deserve to be exploited or it's okay to exploit them?
I mean, I don't eat them.
No, but you're paying for a system that inherently kills them so that others can eat them.
I mean, you have a fair point.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm sorry. But maybe it is something to consider.
Yeah, maybe it is. Like at the end of the day, throughout our history, we've been doing a lot of horrible things and societies change. And just because we've been doing something for a long time or just because it seems normal, like we do with cows, because when I asked you about dogs, you seemed kind of weirded out, right, about it because it's not normal. But it shouldn't be normal what we do to cows also, right?
Yeah, very respectable.
Because do you think that from their perspective there's a difference?
No?
No.
No?
They all just want to live and be free. They don't want to be exploited, right?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's all it is. Let me give you a card before you go. Yeah, don't buy into all the bullshit. Watch either Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear, and think for yourself, okay? Don't buy into all the cruelty or normality that it is. We gotta be better, okay?
I appreciate it, man. It's nice to meet you.
Cheers, nice to meet you.
Appreciate your message.
Have a good one.
You too.
The first conversation was a bit heated. The second one was a bit better, but that's okay, everybody. That's what we're here to do. Sometimes it's gonna get heated, and I expect that today we're gonna have a little bit of heated conversations with people.
I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
You're in.
I want to know what you do.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Well, can you come here?
You straight. I'm totally curious what you're doing.
Yeah, what's your name?
Maria Teresa.
Maria Teresa. Nice to meet you. I'm Chip, Maria.
Chip, nice to
So,
meet you.
Maria, I'm asking people what they think about animals.
I love them.
You love animals?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you love animals?
You know, I just actually had this epiphany that the human and the animal, and we have to come back together, and animals are the reflection, this amazing mirror.
Yeah.
And the more that I start, well, YouTube and the stupid social media and the algorithm just keeps sending them to me. And so, like, what is it I'm supposed to learn?
Yeah. Okay,
And
I
the
love
medicine behind animals? Have you ever, yeah, like the Native American spirit, animals, and the way that we relate, and the way that they teach us.
No, I don't know about that. I'm not very, what do you call it? I want to say not religious, but yeah, I'm none of that. I'm very
Why do you like
not
animals?
spiritual at all. I don't like animals in particular, but I do think that animals deserve respect and moral consideration. Do you think animals deserve respect and moral consideration?
But that's the whole idea behind animal medicine, is the more that you learn how each animal functions. So take dog.
Yeah.
Loyal, obedience. All dog wants is to be recognized for the things that it does and taught the boundaries.
I don't know if I agree with that, but like the characteristics that you mentioned that you love about dogs, loyalty and obedience, are still characteristics that show that, well, I love that they're inferior to me and that they want to belong to me, or they want to be only mine. You see, they're like characteristics. You didn't mention that they're I don't know, at least cute, or that they like to play, or that they're smart, but rather you just mentioned characteristics in relation to you and how they are in your view, you know, loyal, obedient. It kind of feels like if I was to say about a human being, you were to ask me about what do you feel about that person, and I told you, well, they're loyal and obedient.
I picked two wrong words, right?
No, that's fine.
I totally triggered it.
Sorry, yeah.
But
Yeah.
we've got the conversation going.
We got the conversation going, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so let me ask you, dogs, because you said you like dogs, and I also like dogs.
Trust.
Trust.
So I have a dog.
Yeah.
And he has totally changed my life.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, I have learned more about boundaries for myself and trust with myself and how to build a relationship with another being and
see what you
create
mean.
a communication, a way of him and I knowing, like, he likes things.
Yeah.
And I've learned what he's liked, but in order for our relationship to be healthy, I had to make compromises in my own life and had to figure to do that with a sentient being and figure a language that we both can share.
I love it. I love what
See,
you just
now
said.
I said
No,
it's
love
so much
it. I
better
said it so
than
much better.
obedience.
But you see, yeah, there you go. So you see, it kind of because that's the sad reality. We live in a world where we kind of see animals as these inferior to us, right?
They're not.
They're not, right?
When you said that, and I picked two really bad, very like archaic words.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
But no, I blew it up, right?
Yeah.
And then we got to the heart of what
Yeah.
I was really trying to say.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying this.
Yeah.
And I see how you see animals. And do you think, like, for example, your dog or any other animals, do you think they're like individuals, or do you see them more as objects or stuff like that?
Oh, that's a hard question. I feel like everything is a reflection of myself.
Yeah.
Not the self, not
Yeah.
myself, but he has characteristics that are very similar to me in my strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And I call them like my shadow work.
Okay.
And the more that I'm able, see, this is the spirituality, and when you
Yeah.
just kind of like make it more like it's a fucking video game,
Yeah.
it's easier to have the conversation. And we go out in this everywhere, and I have to figure out how to keep him safe, how to keep myself safe, and how to teach him how to navigate this video game.
Yeah, but you've noticed that he also has he's a
He,
he, right?
His name's Charlie.
Strolly.
It's really cute.
Okay, so
I'll send you a picture for the
Oh,
viewer.
I love that. Okay, so you've noticed that he has a personality, that he has wills and wants, and that he sometimes dreams, sometimes is afraid of things, right?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. So he's very much like humans in all the ways that matter. I like to say it, right? Like I would say, yeah, sure, we as humans can have like this advanced vocabulary and we can communicate easily because of our advanced vocabulary.
And in fact, sometimes it gets in the way.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
he-
sometimes it does.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah,
simple
fair enough.
vocabulary. Like today, he was in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of figure it out. And we have, I call it intuition tests.
Yeah.
Like if we're out and the video game is challenging, he's going to run into human shit.
Yeah.
That's a problem here.
Yeah.
It's got junky shit. You don't want your dog eating it.
Fair enough.
He gets into food, and then he doesn't always get along with other dogs, right? But I have to navigate all this so that we're both chill.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because you're taking care of him. That's in that
We're
sense,
taking
right?
care of each other.
Yeah, yeah, you're companions.
Yeah.
I love it. I
He's
love
my
it.
bro.
I love this relationship that you have with him. Okay, and let me ask you this: do you think that any other animal deserves any less than that?
No.
No. Okay, and appreciate that. And here comes the hard questions, really, because I used to participate in it, but do you think like when we consume animal products like meat, cheese, eggs, all this kind of stuff, we're actually disregarding animals that are very similar to our dogs or our cats that we like?
Yes.
Yeah.
And because I think many people are having this question with themselves
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
That's why I like not the spirituality, but the Native Americans approach,
Yeah.
because to me that was a better way of looking at how to have relationships, because we do need to eat and consume.
Well, we don't need to eat them,
No, we don't. But
right? We
but
can be vegan and not consume any animal products.
and I'm probably there.
Yeah.
Once I kind of figure out, well, you can even see in my face, right?
Yeah.
Now I have some inflammation.
Yeah.
And I have to go through every food source, every energy source that I interact with the world to kind of like figure out what's going on autoimmune.
Oh, okay,
wise.
okay.
But to your point, consuming animals, and if I think about the energy, how we treat them, and that you eat that, that is a thing.
Yeah, but the way I see it, you're right. But like, if we see it only as how we treat them and the energy that we get from it, we're yet again seeing them as only what they give to us, right? Whereas if we think of the idea of farming them as farming individuals, literally forcefully impregnating individuals so that we make more of them, so that we use them for whatever it is that we want to use them, and we can no longer use them, we kill them. To me, that is.
Don't we do that with ourselves?
Well, yeah, but we have some form of consent here, right? Whereas
Do
we
we?
don't. Well, we do, right? I don't think anybody would forcefully impregnate a human being. That would be rape, right?
I mean, that happens,
yeah,
right?
it does happen,
And
but
then-
we don't encourage it or support it, right?
Well, we try not to.
Yeah, we try not to, right? Whereas with these other things, we seem to think that it's normal and it's okay to do this to animals.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Yeah.
wholeheartedly percent. I don't,
Yeah.
but I guess my point is that even we're programmed, right? And we are domesticated just like we've domesticated animals.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, somebody definitely programmed our mind to think that it's okay to do this to these animals,
Yeah.
but not okay to do it if it were dogs or cats, right?
I am with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that
yeah.
doesn't mean that it is okay, because from their perspective, they experience life just like a dog would. They experience life pretty much maybe just like we would. To take that away from them, to like, for me, even the whole idea of bringing to life a being only to exploit and slaughter them is insane. It's just like a sentient feeling being, somebody who experiences the world, to give them life only so that you can kill them and eat them. That's insane to me.
Yeah, it made more sense when we had when this was in balance.
Yeah.
Right. I guess that's why I was going back to the Native Americans, because that was the only way that I could start to understand, like, the relationship with the buffalo. And the buffalo is sacred. In India, cows are sacred, right?
Although India is the number 3 exporter of beef worldwide.
Well, we're all hypocrites. What can I
Yeah,
say?
and India is the number 3 exporter of beef, and a lot of the cows are actually not even killed in India, but they're actually going to their neighboring countries so that they export them. So they say the cow is sacred, but in reality they still exploit
All
and
right.
slaughter them a lot. Yeah, that's sad reality.
No, I'm with you.
Now you're with me. Yeah. So
I am with you, and for all the reasons that you're articulating.
Yeah.
And I love the dialogue, because a lot of my old programming, it's old programming.
I agree with
Yeah,
you,
it's
and I
just-
appreciate
yeah.
you being honest with yourself and realizing that it is just old programming. Because, we have so many studies nowadays. We have so much science saying that we don't need to consume animal products. That as long as we maintain a healthy, how should I put it? I don't know how to say it in English. Equilibrate, like.
A balance.
A balance,
That's what-
healthy, balanced, plant-based
Yeah.
diet, we can get everything that we need from it. So to slaughter and put all these animals through it, it's just because animal agriculture continues peddling misinformation and lying to us, saying, well, look at us, we're treating the animals nicer. Like imagine this, the fact that animal agriculture, the same business, can treat animals nice in one way, then create a label and sell you products more expensive and say these animals are treated nicer, and create you an even nicer label and say, well, these animals are treated even nicer. So if this company can treat animals nice from the start, why don't they treat all the animals nice from the start?
It's going to take some time.
Because
but
that's all
you're
it
doing
does.
it.
They're just lying to us and telling us. We've all been duped in that sense. So
Well, we're lying to ourselves too, because even when I approached this conversation and I was
Yeah.
using old words, some of it was I'm nervous.
yeah, I get it.
You
I
know?
get it. Don't
Yeah,
worry. We're
but
not
the-
here to judge. No.
Yeah, no, but even just like the constraints.
Yeah, yeah,
And then the more
yeah.
that you and I opened up and
Yeah.
like, oh, this feels actually good, and I think we're on
Yeah.
the same level.
Yeah, and I appreciate
yeah.
you. And here's the hard question, which I want to leave you at: how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf?
None.
None. Okay,
None.
none. You gotta go vegan then.
I think you've pretty much convinced me.
Oh, I love it. I
Bacon
love
and
it.
cheese are going to be really hard, though.
But there's, do you live here in Netherlands?
I do.
Yeah. So there's in Alberheim. There's
Everything.
There's everything. So there's this brand called This Is, and you'll see bacon and stuff, and they're very similar to,
Yeah.
to the animal counterparts. And
Wild Moon is my new favorite place.
Wild Moon. I love
Yeah,
Wild Moon. I've
right?
also just started eating there, and it's freaking
'Cause
amazing.
and maybe part of your show, I don't know what,
Yeah.
what your experiment is, but helping maps of people, and not only because my interest is about energy.
Yeah.
And that's why I get the food chain, but
Yeah.
everything is energy.
Everything
like
is
what you're
energy,
doing
yeah.
here is good energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't want to take too.
What's your name?
Teresa, Maria
Teresa, you said again. Yeah, I'm sorry, Maria Teresa.
No,
I'm
that's
Chip.
okay. It was in the beginning.
Let me give you a real quick a quick thing. If you want to learn about eggs, because maybe you think that for eggs we treat
chip
animals
on.
nicely, or honey, or any of this kind of stuff, I urge you to watch.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Well done,
there
man.
you go. Yeah, so if you want to learn more about it, either watch Dominion. Dominion will show you exactly what they go through. If you cannot master that, watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. Okay? And one other thing
I
you
don't
have.
think I
here-
need that medicine. I think I've just got you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And one thing there, Challenge 22, they hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Oh, that's amazing.
You just gotta scan that QR code and you have it there.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna shake
appreciate
your
you,
hand
Maria
one more
Teresa.
time.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. I love it.
And this is on. I can catch.
Yeah, you'll see it. You have my YouTube and you can see it there.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start projects too, and I just want to.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. Ciao. Ciao, Maria. Wow, what an awesome person, huh? I actually have the good feeling from her. Why can't every conversation be like that, right? Wow, yeah, that's insane. You want to try a social experiment? It's insane that not a lot of people work like that. Nicely done, says Felix. Thank you so much. Nice work, says Martin. Thank you. Yeah, you know, it's funny because as I was coming here, just to understand the whole insane how we've been brainwashed. Like she was saying also that as I was coming here, you know, I passed by 2 canals and there's obviously ducks and geese on the canals, and there was somebody who was stopping and smiling and saying, "Oh my God, such a cute geese." You know, animals make us happy. That's the reality. When we see them, they remind us of the innocence and the things that we like about life in general, because that's what they are, right? They're these innocent creatures who just, you know, enjoy their life. And there were people taking photos of these geese, and, you know, I believe maybe I have no way of knowing, but there's a high chance that those people were not vegan, right? So imagine that. Imagine looking at a goose, taking a photo, saying, "Oh, look how cute they are," and then going into a restaurant and paying for another animal just like them to have a knife to their throat so that he can eat something that is essentially optional to you. Like, that is insane to me. That's clearly is brainwashing to think that that's okay to do, you know. But that's one of the most successful things that animal agriculture does, is they hide everything for you successfully. They brainwash you successfully. They do all of this, you know, because they want to get your money. That's what they want. And yeah, drones hot. Antoine says, "I don't want to be vegan." Hey man, if you don't want to respect animals, what is it that I can tell you? You know, this is something that needs to come from within. It's not, nobody can force you whether you want to respect animals or leave them alone. Just like you want people's money, says Rubber Daddy. No, I do not. Well, and thank you for reminding me. Somebody sent a super chat. I don't know who. I'm guessing Nick. I don't know who sent a super chat. I don't want to oversay, but whoever did, thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, I keep saying it, like, I appreciate when people donate, but donate only if you can. Do not use your money for me, okay? This isn't a ask for money type of thing. I will be doing this regardless, okay? Chip, go Asia or Arab, they put you in jail. Yeah. They put me in jail for speaking my mind. Well, why would I go to a country where I don't have freedom of speech? Why would I go there? Forcing people to become vegan. Yeah, as you've seen, so much force has been used so far. Imagine you paying for animals to be forced into slaughterhouses, which is actually forced. Imagine you are paying for animals to have their throat cut for something that you don't need, and you have a problem me trying to convince people to not pay for it. Wow, that is some insane brainwashing right there, or some weird values that you have right there, if you think that it's okay. No excuse for animal abuse, says the vegan plant. Awesome. Go vegan, people. It's so easy. It is. Thank you, the vegan plant. Thank you. You are 100% right. It is very easy to go vegan. You can come up with a lot of excuses, but the sheer reality is that there's no real excuse. There's just, well, it's convenient for me to continue doing what I've been doing. That's it. That's it. Imagine during slavery times, if you were a slave owner and somebody told you that, well, having slaves is wrong, yeah, you would probably be exactly in the same position you're in right now. And you would be saying, well, you know what? It's convenient for me to have slaves. And I'm sure it would be. So you wouldn't want to change. Because that's essentially the whole idea. It's about realizing that it is an injustice what we do to animals, that it is fucked up. That while you may think they're not the same as us, they are the same as us in all the ways that matter. All of you people in the chat are different to me, but we're all the same in all the ways that matter. Just like I'm the same in all the ways that matter with any other animal or any other sentient animal. So to choose to exploit and slaughter them for something that you don't actually need, it's pretty insane and pretty cruel in my book. Drone says God created animals for food. I don't think so. I think you're just misreading this. I think if you were to ask yourself, who would actually convince you that it is okay to do this? Who would convince you that it is okay to be violent to creatures that feel pain, that have emotions, that dream, that think? Who would convince you that it's okay to do that for your own convenience? Would it be your God? Would it be your compassionate God convincing you? Do you think your compassionate God would create animals and give them the capability to feel emotions, to feel pain, to have thoughts, to want to love, to feel all of this so that you can cut their throat? No. I think you're just grasping at straws, trying to justify some violent behavior that you want to continue supporting. And you don't have to trust me. It is extremely violent. It is. It's extremely violent. It's extremely sad, and it's extremely unjust. If you think that your God wants you to do something as violent, as cruel, and as unjust towards defenseless, innocent creatures, then you might have been duped. Because I used to be Christian, and I can tell you for a fact that a Christian God in no way praises that. But hey, it has been, even in the Bible, that you probably have never read but trust so much. Even in that Bible, it says pretty clearly that there's instances where the devil has duped other people into believing that some things come from God. Why is it that you don't believe that that's one of these situations? After all, we're exploiting and slaughtering all of these innocent sentient beings for money. And you are giving them money because it's comfortable to you. How fucked up is that, huh? That's pretty fucked up in my book. And the fact that you are coming and defending it is even more fucked up. Because you should at least say, yeah, it's fucked up, but you know what? I'm having difficulty changing. That's a totally different attitude rather than trying to defend it as if it's the right thing to do. You know it's not the right thing to do. You know it's not. Well, all this is just your opinion. Yeah, all the quantifiers that I placed on everything I said is my opinion indeed. But the fact that animals are exploited and slaughtered for products that you don't actually need, for optional products, for money, it is not my opinion. That is 100% the truth. And you are supporting that if you're not vegan. You guys want to try a social experiment? You want to try a social experiment? Say it again.
What language do we speak?
English. You want to try a social experiment? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Oh, no, no.
No? You can be off camera if you want.
No, no, I'm fine.
Okay, okay. Some people don't want to be on camera, that's okay. Or off camera. But you see, we respect people. That's what we do. We have conversations, we respect people. No one cares though. Actually, there are a lot of people who care. The person who I just spoke before this actually cared about animals. You don't care about them, that's okay. You don't even have to care about animals. You just have to care about being a fair, decent person, you know, a decent, fair, and compassionate person. If you think a fair, decent, and compassionate person would take advantage of the most innocent creatures by exploiting them and slaughtering them when they can no longer be exploited, then I would hate for you to be fair towards me if that is the case. You guys want to try a social experiment? Oh, there's people with vibrations bullshit. Oh, it's so funny. The vibrations is that's the most is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Trying to live your life based on vibrations. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a dick about it. Like, hey, if you believe in it, but there's no scientific evidence or proof to back that up. But I'll tell you what, there is plenty of scientific evidence to say that we can thrive on a plant-based diet. And there's plenty of evidence that all these animals... Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel? What's your name?
Yeah, Olivia.
Olivia, can you come a little bit closer?
Yeah, here.
Olivia? Yeah, okay, so Olivia, how do you feel about animals, Olivia?
Ja, leuk.
You like
funny, yeah.
Okay, okay. What is it that you like about animals?
They are funny and hair. En gewoon de pet.
Okay, yeah. What if they're not that? What if animals are not there for you at all?
Yeah, then I don't care.
You don't care. Okay. But do you think that these animals that are not there for you, these animals that are just living on this planet, do you think they deserve to live and be free?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you think that they feel, that they emote, that they have thoughts, like we do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then, do you think it would be wrong for us to exploit them and slaughter them?
No.
No, it would not be wrong.
No. Yeah, it will be wrong.
Yeah, it would be wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Okay, so then let me ask you: do you think that when we're buying animal products like milk, like cheese,
Yeah.
like eggs, meat, all of this, do you think
Yeah.
that we are exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals?
It depends on how much you buy. Because I do hunting myself for my dad. That's in portions, and it's not because we want to kill them, but for ourselves and for themselves.
Well, how is it for themselves that you take their life when you can go to a supermarket and choose to eat plant-based?
We kill them so that we can slaughter them in a good way. And in the supermarket, they are slaughtered in very mean ways.
What would be a good way to slaughter you?
The good way is we take the life immediately and don't in steps, and we don't make them bigger. You
Is
know?
she your mom?
Yeah.
Would it be okay for me to slaughter her?
No.
But I would do it in a good way.
Yeah, but that's different because the animals don't eat us.
What do you mean animals don't eat us? What's that in relation
Yeah.
to?
If you slaughter my mother,
Yeah, I would eat her afterwards, let's say.
yeah. If you want that, you can do that, but I don't know if that's better.
Would that be okay?
No, it will be okay.
So why would it be okay then, instead of your mother, to do that to another animal? Wouldn't it from her perspective or from that animal's perspective be just as wrong to take their
because
life?
there will animals will be killed in. It doesn't matter who will do it. Animals will be killed.
So if animals will be killed, does that give you the right to kill how many animals you want?
No. But if you kill, then you can kill in a good way
But why choose to kill in the first place?
because we have to eat.
But you don't have to eat animals. Just like I don't
No.
have to eat your mom, you don't have to eat animals.
Nee, but we have to. We gonna eat meat.
Well, you don't have to eat meat.
No, but I have to go.
Okay.
I'm not sorry. Okay.
That's okay, that's okay. Let me give you a card before you go. Just watch the
Yeah.
most important speech you'll ever hear, okay?
Yeah, it's good.
And challenge your conceptions. Don't
Yeah.
believe that just because
Nee,
you've been doing
but
this.
animals will be killed in every way. So
Doesn't really
if-
matter. Doesn't morally justify it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
doei.
Okay, just ask yourself what is right or wrong, okay? Cheers. Young child taken to hunting. Holy crap, that is not very good parenting, everybody. That is not very good parenting. To take your child to kill an animal, that is freaking bad parenting. I'm sorry. And to then lie to themselves and tell them that it's okay because we kill them the right way? Wow, that is some insane programming right there. That is some insane lie to tell your children. Again, imagine doing that to any other human being. That would be just so wrong. My views are bad parenting. Yeah, you're right. Respecting somebody just because they deserve respect is bad parenting. Wow. Some people are so triggered in this chat, huh? Why are you so triggered, man? Why are you so triggered, Mr. Whoever you were, huh? Why? Why do you think it's okay to exploit and slaughter innocent animals? For something that you don't actually need, huh? Why are you triggered by that? They don't deserve respect. Look at that. Somebody says animals don't deserve respect. So humans don't deserve respect by that logic because humans are animals. You have guy. Wow, man, you're all over the place. You're pretty triggered by. I see. And you will say anything to justify your exploitation, which literally just tells me that you probably know that it's wrong if you're so triggered by this. Maybe stop and think a little bit for yourself before you speak. I'm just saying. Wingman Ding Dang says you're pretty. Thank you. I don't see it, but thank you. Oh, you're saying pretty stupid. Yeah, sure. Because I'm the one who has been brainwashed by animal agriculture into believing the most nonsense. Yeah. But hey, you know what? There are some rules in this chat, believe it or not. Attack the argument, not the person. And how about going forward, we abide by those rules and we stop attacking people and just attack the arguments, huh? How about we start saying, is it morally right to exploit and slaughter a dog for optional products? Is it morally right to exploit and slaughter dogs for optional products? Hi, you want to try a social experiment?
Sure.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
What up, guys?
What's your name?
Tim.
Tim, nice to meet you, Tim. Wait, let me put it. Okay. Okay, so Tim, let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about animals?
I love animals.
You love animals?
Absolutely.
Why do you love animals?
I mean, they don't judge. They're cuddling. They're, super interesting. Always watched Animal Planet as a kid, so I don't know.
love it.
Yeah.
Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think then, is it fair or moral to exploit and slaughter animals?
It's not fair at all.
No.
Why can we judge? Sorry for my English, by the way, guys.
Oh, no, you're doing great.
But yeah. Why should we, why should we determine their future? Like, and how,
So it would be wrong for us to say, your destiny is to be slaughtered, therefore I will slaughter you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you think that that's something that happens in animal agriculture?
It happens a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that you might be paying for it to happen then?
Yeah, I always watch like I don't eat meat often, but when I do, I always watch the 3 stars. You know what I'm talking about in the Albert Heijn. You can see you pay more because uh, they aren't like killed in like a bad.
They're
way.
killed in the same slaughterhouses.
Yeah, but it's a better what do you say circumstances, right?
So
With
wait,
the 3
but
stars.
what we just discussed just now, where we said your purpose is to be slaughtered, applies also to those animals, and you said it's wrong to do this to them.
Yeah, right.
So doesn't matter if it's 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star. It's still wrong to do this to them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yes, but there are. You know what I'm talking about, or no? The 3 stars.
I know, but
they
you,
get,
those are mostly just like for the consumers more than for the animals. All these animals are still killed as kids, and the 1, 2, or 3 stars just means that whether they had a little bit of a better life,
Right.
and they call it a better life strictly if they were given more space or not. That's it.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's true, and that's why I didn't look in it in that too much, but I tried to like spend more money so they have kind of a better life, but
But why not just keep it all together and
like
focus
don't
on
eat
any-
meat at all.
Yeah, or any animal products for that matter.
Yeah, because I like meat. I guess I like the taste, and I do it like once in a while. And I really consider when I'm doing like a special occasion, or I'm not like because I see a lot of my friends like buy meat every day, like, and I always try to say like it's bad for the environment. It's not fair for the animals to like, be,
But even if you do it once a year
Yeah.
for that one animal that gets exploited and
Yeah.
slaughtered for you, do you
Right.
think it's fair?
no, it's not. But I'm not perfect, so I don't. Yeah.
I know, but like, so this argument of I'm not perfect, well, I heard it a lot, and it's true. None of us are perfect, but that doesn't give us the right or the justification to commit acts that we would find immoral. I'm not perfect is more than anything, it's like an excuse if you do something accidentally wrong or something you didn't realize is wrong, right? Or if you try as hard as you can and there's only one way, you end up doing something badly, right? I'm not perfect, it's okay. But to say I'm not perfect, so therefore I will pay for an animal to be exploited and slaughtered on my behalf,
Right.
see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like especially since you consume so little, it sounds to me like it should be easy for you to not exploit any
Yeah,
animals.
it's true. Yeah, I think it's just a guilty pleasure thing, and I don't think about it too much. Like, it's something to think about.
It's something
it's
to
a
think
deep
about,
one. It's a
exactly.
deep one.
But what about dairy products? Let's take that for instance. Do you consume those daily?
Maybe some ice cream now and then, but no, not really, no.
Just to put things into perspective, do you know what dairy cows go through for milk?
Not really, but I can imagine it's bad.
I just want
otherwise you wouldn't
let's
ask.
just go through this and then I'll let you go, okay?
Yeah,
So let's
sure.
put it this way. Why do you think cows produce milk? Why do you think cows produce milk?
Because of their babies.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have to have babies. Do you think they get pregnant whenever they want to, or do you think farmers decide for them?
Last one probably.
Yeah. So they basically forcefully impregnate them. What if we did that to a human being? What would we call it?
Yeah, that's rape.
Exactly. So, and after 9 months when the babies are born, what do you think happens to the babies?
Probably end up like for us to consume, or maybe not even that, and killed and just thrown away. I don't.
Yeah, so a lot of the times, a lot of people don't really know about this, but what they do is they separate them from their mothers on the day they're born, so that so that they don't drink their mother's milk. Have you ever been to Amsterdam Bos where they show where you have the goat farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go there, you'll notice that the babies are separated from the parents there. Like there's a pen where they have the baby goats,
Right.
and there's a pen where they have the mature goats.
Yeah.
Because that's why they separate them, because otherwise the babies would drink their milk. So it's nothing to do with their well-being or anything. If the baby is born male, what do you think happens to them?
No clue.
They get killed because they don't produce milk. You will also notice on the goat farm in Amsterdam that there's only 2 or 3 male adults.
Right.
Every other male is killed. And you'll also notice that the male babies are separated from the female babies also, because they will get killed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
And if they're female, they suffer the same fate as their mother. Every year forcefully impregnated. And when they can no longer be impregnated, and that usually happens at around a quarter of their lifespan, the farmers send them to a slaughterhouse or they kill them themselves. That's fucked up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we're paying when we're buying animal products. And
Wow. And this is what your YouTube channel is about?
yeah,
like,
I'm trying to speak for animal rights, and I'm trying to get people to stop paying against their rights, right? Like, I'm not trying to tell people what to do. I'm just trying to tell people, do not do this. Do not
Right.
exploit, do not pay for animals to be exploited. However else you will choose to live your life, that's okay. Because, you know, it's not just about food. It's clothing, it's entertainment. Like, in all these facets of our life,
Right.
we created a society where we see animals as inferior or as resources for us to use.
Right.
Do you see them that way?
No, not at all.
No,
It's like-
but-
it's for people to make money. It's like a product. It's not
Exactly.
a living being. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and you've been duped, just like I have, just like other people have, into believing that it's okay to do this to these animals, that it's okay to treat them like this. But if it were dogs or cats, everybody would be outraged if we did this to
Yeah,
them,
true.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I was suspicious about the 3-star things. It's also my responsibility to look, deeper into that. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's like you pay more, so it probably has to be
They
good
have
for the
they have
animal.
better conditions, right?
But it's in the same slaughterhouse. You
But
said.
they go to the same slaughterhouses, yeah. Because you know what? Like, slaughterhouses, there are not so many of them. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 in the whole Netherlands.
Oh, wow.
And they process around 3,500 animals per day or something like that. So they don't really small farms. If you have ever sit in front of one, I have had friends who have sat. I also sat once, and it was horrible for me. But like, you see big trucks coming from large farms, small trucks coming from small farms. They all come to the same slaughterhouse, and no farmer, because the reality is farmers have to dissociate and have to disconnect from their animals.
Right.
And when killing them is not, they don't like it. So either they hire somebody to do it on the farm, or they send them to a slaughterhouse and they get killed.
Man, heavy stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever considered going vegan?
No, not really. Vegetarian I did, but vegan there's so many, so many products contain dairy, so it's kind of hard to.
But as we described, dairy is just as cruel as meat, huh?
Yeah. But you asked me if I
Yeah,
ever
I see what
considered
you
that
mean. I
was
see what you mean.
my,
Yeah.
my
Do you think that then going forward that it's important that you go vegan?
I mean, this is new for me, so
Yeah.
I have to look into it, but it's definitely something to consider, yeah. And I will definitely do that. Didn't
Okay.
really thought about that.
I appreciate you. Here, I'll give you some resources
Sure.
to start with. Watch the Minion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. You just gotta scan that QR code, okay?
Okay.
And I hope that you don't want to be part of it. And if you don't, also on that page, you'll have a thing called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Nice. Okay. And your name was?
Chip.
Chip. Tim.
Tim.
Nice.
Tim.
Okay. Thanks, Chip. I will definitely look into
How many
it.
more animals should be exploited for you, Tim, before you make a change?
0.
That means you gotta go vegan. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Look it up, man. Don't just trust me. I'm not here to do the same thing that animal agriculture does. I actually want you to look it up
Yeah.
and see for yourself, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I see that. Why would you stand here and
Yeah.
do? Yeah.
Exactly,
I see.
exactly.
Okay. Well, doing God's work, brother.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Make changes, okay?
I will.
Cheers. You see? Was I forcing this person, everybody? Was I forcing them? It felt like just a decent conversation with a decent person, huh? That's what we want. We want conversations with people, you see? Some people actually think, some people want to change. And that's the most insane thing about it. And everybody, by the way, if you're vegan, this is a very good strategy that just came to mind right now. You see this biological 3 stars thing? We have in Europe, we have this better leven or better leaving. I guess it's in all countries, I don't know. In Netherlands, it's called better leven. And what they do is they have 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star. So 3 stars is supposed to make the consumer feel great because all of a sudden the animal had a great life or something like that. You know what would be interesting? Those products, 1 star, 2 star, and 3 stars, the biological products, these products that aren't the cheap ones, but rather the expensive animal products, to put a card on them to tell them this product is cruel to the animals. This is not true. They sell you stuff like that. Like, just put a little introduction, something like with a catchy title that says, this is a lie, this product is a lie, or something like that. And then with a link for them to go forward and learn more about it. That's a freaking good idea, I think. So if anybody who puts cards on products or does this kind of stuff, I recommend you do it on biological products or products that are more expensive, because those people are actually interested in animal welfare or in the animal being treated nicely. So if they might see the truth, they might think otherwise.
Hey boss, can I come talk to you?
Yeah, sure. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's okay.
What's your name?
Jacob.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canada.
From
Nice to meet
Canada.
you.
Okay,
What's
nice to
your
meet you,
name?
Jacob. I'm Chip.
Chip. Nice.
So let me ask you, Jacob, how do you feel about animals?
Animals? I don't know. I have kind of a neutral opinion. I don't
Kind of
really-
a neutral opinion,
Yeah.
okay? That's okay. Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
I don't know. Like maybe.
Maybe. Why yes, why no?
I don't know, cause like they're like a pet. You know what I mean? But like, if you're like referring to like the slaughtering of like animals, I feel like who doesn't like a good steak? You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. If there was a dog that wasn't a pet for anybody, does that dog deserve moral consideration?
Like to some extent.
To some extent. What does that mean?
Like, you know, you shouldn't like purposely try and harm the dog, but like you shouldn't be going over the top to protect it.
What if somebody were to be kicking a dog right here on the street, right? Would that be okay?
No,
What if they were to be putting a knife to their throat? Would that be okay?
no,
Would you stop them if they were doing that?
maybe.
So,
I
but
don't know.
what if?
Depends if
but
you
what
can beat me up or not.
Okay. Let's assume your safety is safe. But like, if you were to go to them and wanted to stop them, and they would say, wait, I'm gonna eat them afterwards. Would that be okay?
Yeah,
That would be okay.
yeah.
So then it doesn't. So then you wouldn't actually stop them. That means you would just
I mean,
actually
I-
join them.
I
right?
didn't say I would stop them. But like,
did just say that you would stop
You know,
them,
you
yeah.
know those dogs. You know, lots of protein.
Yeah. So you are okay killing dogs for food?
No, I don't do the killing. I just like indulge.
No,
in,
you're
like,
okay with the idea of killing dogs for food?
Not for fun.
No, for food, I said.
Oh, for food, yeah.
Yeah, for
Maybe
optional food.
For optional food. What are like the other foods that I could eat if I weren't eating like meat?
I don't know, any plant-based option you would
I
get?
don't know, those plant-based things, they're not too healthy, you know what I mean?
Do you think meat is healthy?
Yeah, super healthy, super healthy.
What meat is super healthy to you?
Like ground beef, pork, chicken, all
So
of the
the
above.
fact that it's type 2B carcinogenic means nothing to you.
I don't know what that means.
It means it raises your chances of colon cancer.
Do you know what it also raises? Your testosterone.
I doubt it. My testosterone is to the roof, actually.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do to raise your testosterone?
I just live a normal, healthy life.
Nice. I respect it.
Yeah, but I'm here actually to
Oh, are
talk
we on
about-
TikTok live?
No, we're on YouTube Live. But-
Okay, nice.
But let me ask you, because the question is about animals, right? So you said you're okay with you're agnostic towards killing dogs for food, right? So that means you're okay with it for optional food.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna personally do the killing, but if someone else
Why
is
not?
like-
Wait, why not?
Because I don't have any interest in killing dogs.
But would you kill a cow then?
Like maybe if you give me some money.
So wait, would you in the exact same situations you would kill a cow but not a dog?
Yeah, because a dog is like more of a pet and like,
Well, this dog is not a pet to anybody.
okay. Then like, yeah, I'm okay with it.
So you're okay with killing them?
Yeah.
You would kill them,
Yes, yes.
even if you don't need to.
No, if I give money. If I'm giving money, you're like $15, like, or if I work at a farm. Like my friend Gavin, he slaughters dogs and chickens.
So is that the value that you place on an innocent animal's life? $15?
No, it isn't just about the money, it's about the food. Because if we stop,
You can get fruit from other sources, can't you?
yeah, I know, but it's unoptimal. If everybody was a vegan, then there wouldn't be enough food to go around, you know?
How does that logic work, given that animals have to be fed more food than we would otherwise eat?
Because I don't know, the plant-based, then we would just run out of like natural-based sources for food, you know what I mean?
But again, most of the
Plants
crops,
are the same as like animals. Animals reproduce, so do plants.
but it takes 6 times more land to grow to get 1 gram of protein from animal-based products rather than plant-based products.
So what is your point here?
that you're not right when you say that it's easier.
Okay, that's like opinionated though.
No, that's science. Science
That's
says that it takes 6 times more land to create animal products
No, I believe
for
that.
1 gram of protein from animal sources.
Okay.
So why not just get your protein and be ethical too, where you're not exploiting innocent sentient beings?
I don't know.
Would
Because
you-
like I don't really care as much about like the life of a cow. Like if I can't eat steak, like you know
Would you
those.
do that to humans?
No, I wouldn't do that to humans.
So what is the morally significant trait? What trait?
Because you don't eat humans. Humans don't taste good. But you know when you get a juicy cow.
But if a
it's like,
human tasted
that
good, you would
steak
kill them.
slaps.
So
No.
if a human tasted good, you would kill them.
No, because I'm a human myself. Like I'm not gonna kill my own kind.
Okay. Why? How is that logic? Is it just because you belong to the same group as them?
Exactly.
So
You read my mind.
isn't that exactly the same logic that racists apply when they do the horrible things because they belong to the same group as them?
I think that's a red herring.
No, it's not. It's literally because you don't seem to mention it. Okay, let me put it this way. What is it that an animal doesn't have that if a human didn't have it, it would make it okay to slaughter them for food?
Like intellectual capacity.
So if a human doesn't have intellectual capacity, it's okay to slaughter them for food. That's what you just said.
Yes, exactly.
So
Quote me
intellectually,
on that.
so intellectually challenged people, it's okay for you, from your point of view, it's okay to slaughter them.
No, just because someone is not as intellectually capacity. Okay, that
Well, you
makes
just said something else just now.
Okay, but if someone like doesn't have the same amount of intellect as me as a human, like I'm not gonna kill them because they still have a certain amount of intellectual.
What if they have the
capacity.
same intellectual capacity as an animal? You know, like intellectually challenged people
But, like,
who after the age
this
of
is
3
back
never
to my
grew up.
point. They don't taste good. You know what I mean?
So that's the only reason why you wouldn't kill intellectually
Well,
challenged
like,
people because
I'm
they
not-
wouldn't taste good.
I'm not supporting the killing of cows and pigs because I'm.
You are paying for it.
Yeah, but I'm not.
you are supporting
No,
it.
I am supporting it, but I'm not supporting it because I.
But you are supporting it. Why do you keep saying you're not supporting it if you just said you are supporting it?
Let me finish my point. You keep cutting me off. I'm not supporting the killing of cows because I hate cows and I want them to die. But it's because they provide food for me, good food, better than that like vegan shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that's arguably not true.
Okay, yeah, you're a big arguer. I can tell.
No, I'm just a person who listens to science. Are you against science?
Like to some extent, I believe in the
To
Lord.
some extent,
To
you're
the
against
Lord.
science?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
believe in
that's-
God.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so you believe in God. So you get your values from God, right?
Yes, exactly. Where do
Okay,
you get your
so
values
let me
from?
ask you
Science?
this. Let me ask you this. So, a compassionate God, is your God compassionate and fair?
I would say that. Maybe
So
not
your
always fair. but-
Okay. So your compassionate God would say that it's okay, gave animals the capability to feel pain and suffer, and you think it's okay to exploit and slaughter them for optional products. You think your God wants you to do that? You think that's what your God says is compassionate for you to do?
Well, it happens in the Bible. They sacrifice pigs.
Because they had no
cows.
other choices, but now you do.
But God let them do that, so that just answered the question there.
Because
So,
they had no
yes,
other
he's okay with
choices.
it.
Because they had no other choices, but you do.
Okay, yeah.
So do you think God would want you to exploit and slaughter innocent beings that He gave them the capability to feel pain,
Well, I
to
don't do-
suffer
I don't do
because you want to get some form of taste pleasure? So for your own
I
pleasure?
don't do that. It's also for my testosterone.
No. That's
No.
bullshit, man.
That's bullshit? What are you talking about?
Testosterone doesn't grow if you eat animal products. What the
Okay,
hell?
so
That's
what
some nonsense
grows
that
what
you-
grows when you eat vegan products? Your estrogen?
No, of course not. Why would you assume that that your food impacts the testosterone or estrogen level so much?
That's just what I've been told.
So and you believed it without actually looking it up.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to do like, cause I don't know. I don't want to be too miserable. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, it's a steak. You know what I mean? The animals. Do you have like relationships with animals? Like, do you support bestiality? Is what you're telling me?
Well, would you be surprised to find out that you're actually supporting bestiality because cows are forcefully impregnated in order for them to reproduce? All animals
By
in
a
agri-
human?
Yeah,
By a human?
All animals.
Humans are impregnating.
Let me show you. Yeah.
You got the facts. The bestiality is when you fucking animal.
That's insane. That's insane that you don't know that. Look, let me show you.
Wait, are you gonna show me someone fucking an animal?
Look at this. So this is what
That
farmers
looks
do.
good.
This is what farmers do. So what they do is they.
Jerking them off?
Yeah, he's jerking off a bull to
Dude.
get the sperm.
That's live.
That's what you pay for.
Yeah, no,
You can
I don't
find this
pay
on
for that.
YouTube. You can find this on YouTube.
How do I pay for that?
Look it up on YouTube right now. Search for how to get sperm from a bull. Yeah.
Okay.
So this and what they do then is they put their hands in the anus of a cow, so that they hold their cervix and then they inject that bull semen in their vagina. This is what you pay for.
Dude, I cannot lie. That is respect.
This is respect.
Yes.
So so just now when you mentioned bestiality, is this not bestiality?
I don't know. I wouldn't say because he's not inserting his
Okay.
penis. You know what I
It
mean?
just sounds to me like you will try to dodge absolutely anything and have zero logic in your arguments,
Well-
only to justify the unnecessary exploitation, cruelty, and violence towards animals because it gives you pleasure.
You're also more well versed on this topic. I haven't done
Yeah.
any research. I'm just some random guy on the street. So like,
Yeah.
you can obviously look smart like debating me because I have like no facts to back it up. But
You also are very much contradicting yourself, yes.
what do you mean? No, I'm saying I'm a
Well, you
random.
just said you're against bestiality, but now you acknowledge that this bestiality is
I didn't
okay.
acknowledge that. You're putting words in my mouth.
You just said that it's okay to pay for it.
Yeah. I mean, like, you got it, but you see, like, the steak there, you know, like, that
Yeah.
makes that okay.
Yeah, this is what you pay for to get this. Is
Yes.
that okay?
Yes, sir.
So jerking off a bull and forcefully inseminating a cow is okay in your
Yes,
book?
sir. You're not misunderstanding me.
Yeah, okay. That's a pretty insane view.
Okay, thank
Would you do this to humans?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to eat humans.
What is the morally significant difference between animals and humans?
Yeah.
Are you vegan? Yeah, thank you.
She's not vegan, that's for sure.
Well, at least she acknowledges that what she's doing is wrong, unlike you, huh?
Well, I don't think it's, like, perfectly, like, all right, but, like, there's bigger problems in the world, you know what I mean? Not everything is perfect.
Okay, so you acknowledge that this is wrong then?
Yeah, like, to some extent.
So to some extent, if you say that this is wrong,
like,
then why
it might-
do you choose to do it?
People do
You
stuff
have other
that's-
choices.
People do stuff that's wrong all the time for pleasure, you know what I mean?
Not if you have other choices again. What
Like
other
what?
things do you do for pleasure that are wrong?
Like, drink beer.
Why would those be wrong? Those are not wrong. Who told you that drinking beer is wrong?
God.
Dude.
Also the law. Also
Dude.
the law.
Okay, I guess because you're a minor. Yeah,
not
then
a
it is
minor.
bad. No, you're not a minor, then it's not wrong.
Okay, yeah. But like, I don't know. You are cooking me. I can't lie. But it's also like I said, because you're more well versed on this topic. If you were to debate someone who has like had information about like vegan food and then like the slaughter of animals, you wouldn't like do as well. But what you're doing is you're picking random people off the street who know
There's
nothing about this.
There's no, I did I pick you or did you come to me?
I came to you. That's true.
Okay, so I didn't pick you, first of all. Second of all, do you think there's any good way of slaughtering an innocent animal when you don't have to?
I don't know, man.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're trying to, and this whole idea of me versus you, this isn't me versus you, man. I'm just here speaking on behalf of animals. Like, you want to believe this because you want to continue doing what you're doing and you want to see me as your enemy. But the reality is, what I'm telling you is that you've been lied to. You've been lied to by fucking animal agriculture, only for so that you can continue getting your pleasure. But that's all it is.
It
Animal
isn't all about
agriculture, so that you
pleasure.
pay for them.
It's also like, it's easier to get this food, you know what I mean? It's easier to eat steak, it's easier to eat ground beef, it's easier to meet the protein that you need eating that. You know what I mean? If you knew Kenrick,
Do you think
you
if
wouldn't be
something-
too big into veganism.
Do you think if something is easy, does that make it right?
No.
So then we shouldn't care that whether it's easy or not. Come on.
All right, I understand. Thank you
That's
for
all
your
I'm saying.
conversation, sure, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Stop exploiting animals. Do any of you guys want to go? Go.
Wait, can we talk?
Okay.
I'm not here to listen. I'm not here me against you guys. There's none of this. Okay, I'm not.
you are.
You're flipping it. I'm not. I literally just care about animals. If you're gonna say stupid shit, I'm gonna be defending animals.
Put animals on this planet for us to eat.
A compassionate God gave animals the capability to feel.
100% he did.
So wait, let me finish. A compassionate God put animals on this planet, gave them the capability to suffer and to feel pain so that you can cut their throat for optional products.
Yes, because there's sin in this world. Not everything's perfect.
Okay, so
It's
your God
Yes.
gave you the option to sin and said that if you sin, I will punish you forever. And your God is compassionate.
Yes.
He will not punish you for
That is not a contradiction, right? Would you do that to a child? Let me ask you this: would you do this to a child?
No.
No.
Children. Dude, this is not about children.
But let me ask
about
you.
animals.
No. Would you do exactly what God did to you to a child? Would you give the child?
No, 'cause
So would you to a child give him something that he will like, and then tell him that it is wrong to do so?
No, I wouldn't. But it's not.
So
it's
then
not the
why-
same
so-
relationship
so why
between
not?
me and a child.
Why not?
Him and me.
How's that going to heaven?
If God gives you, if God is showing you compassion, if your God is the most compassionate, if your God is the most compassionate being ever, right?
Yeah.
If your God is the most compassionate being ever,
Yep.
and your God gave you something and told you that if you're gonna enjoy doing this, but if you do this, you're gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you then do the same compassionate thing to a child?
Because it's a different relationship. The relationship between me and a child is not the same as God and me. There's sin in this world, and He can't control. Well, He can control that.
It
I
seems
can't.
like he can, yeah.
But what about that shirt you're wearing?
What about it?
You know, like kids
Oh, it's
in
the shirt.
shops made that, and they're being exploited.
No, this is actually made in Europe. Yeah.
in Europe just
Yeah, I
because
actually paid a lot of money to make
a
it
lot of
have
money
it
for
in
that
Europe.
shirt. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you don't eat animal meat, but I know you eat dude.
I just failed to see. Because would you eat dogs?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't think dogs are put on this planet for eating.
So you're strictly
That's a good
so
result.
all your values. So all your values
Yep.
derive from saying that it's okay if I ascribe a purpose to an animal. Then that animal doesn't really matter what they had in mind for their life.
Yep.
It's my purpose that I ascribe to them that matters.
Okay, but even if God put dogs on this animal or on this world for food, I don't want to eat a dog, so I'm not going to.
Why not?
Because they're compassionate.
want to.
Yeah, what the fuck
Yeah.
do you mean?
Well-
I don't want to eat a
Well,
dog.
just because you don't want to be intellectually honest and actually acknowledge that the reason why you eat the animals that you eat is because somebody told you it's okay to do so, not because you actually have a logical
No,
reason
because
to
you
do
can have a
so.
relationship
someone
with a
also-
dog, you're not going to have a relationship with a cow.
So wait, there's plenty of people who have relationships with cows and pigs. Does that mean it's okay? Just
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
they can
rest.
do that then. I'm not going to eat that cow. I'm
Okay.
not going to eat that cow.
So if a dog does not have a relationship with any human being, then it's okay to eat them.
It's the same.
No, because that dog could have
So
a
there you go.
relationship.
Your logic. Do you see the contradictions in your logic?
No, I don't.
You don't see the contradictions in your logic.
No, I don't think you've had a fair
So
point.
if
whole
this animal,
conversation.
this X animal,
Yeah.
doesn't matter the species, right?
Yep.
We put this animal X, okay? Would it be okay to eat X? They have no relationship to any human.
Okay,
Would it be okay to eat this animal called X?
sure. Yeah.
Would it be okay to eat
Yeah,
them?
yeah, why
so
not? It's a fucking
would
cow.
you eat them? This
What?
animal called X.
If it
would you eat
tastes
them?
Sure.
good.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter if they're a dog or not, then you should eat them.
Okay, yeah, sure. But I don't want to eat dogs, so I'm not going to.
So there you go. You're being intellectually dishonest right now because you're.
Why?
Being
Why? I don't want to eat
Explain.
Because
dogs.
well,
I don't
why
wanna eat
do you
dogs.
don't want to eat dogs?
Because he doesn't want to.
Because
He
I can
doesn't
form
need to give a
relationship with
reason.
dogs
Well,
a lot
listen,
easier than I can
listen.
form relationship with cows.
Listen, there is no argument because why do you not want to do something? A response to it is not because I don't want to do it. That's not a response to this. That's just some circular reasoning type of shit.
No,
so let
that's
me
my-
ask you
that's
this.
my full
So,
reason.
so your reason is because you can have a relationship with a dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can have let me ask you this then, would you kill dolphins?
Would I kill dolphins? Sure. I don't care.
Okay, so you would kill and eat dolphins.
What?
You would kill and eat dolphins.
No, I don't really want to. But like,
Why?
if somebody
Wait,
killed,
why? Because you could not have a relationship with them.
because I don't want to eat dolphin meat.
Why don't you want to eat them?
Because they don't taste good.
How do you know? What if they tasted good?
Then I'd
They
eat it.
don't. Yeah, then I'd probably eat it. They'd be
Then you'd
butchered.
probably
Yeah.
They don't sell it in the
yeah,
store.
Yeah.
So you basically, what you're saying is that you have absolutely zero, you absolutely have zero understanding of what intrinsic
That is
versus
basically
extrinsic
what he was
value
trying to
means,
say.
right?
Yeah.
Do you know do you know what the
Grade 12 coming to a
do you know the
conversation
difference
so
between
fast.
do you,
40-year-old virgin.
do you know the difference
were you
between an
saying? Wait.
intrinsic and an extrinsic value? What
No,
the
I don't
difference
know what
is?
that is.
Intrinsic is in here, extrinsic is
So extrinsic value is the value that you place on somebody, right? Like
Yeah.
just like I have zero value to you and you have zero value to me.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't mean that I can exploit you or slaughter you for something that
Are
I
you
don't need.
exploiting us for your
Intrinsic
video
value.
right now?
Yeah, he is.
Intrinsic. Well, you came
Well-
to me, right? And you are free to go.
Okay, yeah,
And
but
intrinsic
you're-
value.
We're free to go.
Yeah, you're free
Let's
to go.
go.
Okay,
And,
but I
and
like
intrinsic value
Can I
means
ask
that
you a
they have.
question?
Let me finish.
More beer. I'm gonna be fully well.
And intrinsic value means that they have value from within.
Yeah.
It means that they value their own life.
Yeah.
A dog values their own life just as much as a cow values their own life. Do you think, why is it wrong to harm a dog? If you don't want to harm them, let's assume you don't want to because you say you may have a relationship with them. But if somebody is fucking harming a dog right now on the street, would that be right or wrong for you?
Oh, that'd be wrong because I love
Why?
dogs.
Why is it wrong?
Because I can have a relationship
So
with a dog.
only because
because this is how society has made it.
There you go. See, at least he's intellectually honest. Because somebody told him in society that it's wrong to harm dogs, but it's okay to harm cows. At least he's being intellectually honest with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
It's all about that intellectual honesty, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, do you always ascribe your values based on somebody told you that this is okay or this is not okay?
Someone
or do you
also
actually
told you
challenge your
this.
own
Yeah.
beliefs? No, I challenge my own beliefs. I used to be a meat eater just like you guys, but I challenge my own
Good old
beliefs.
days.
Yeah. Oh man,
No.
you must have fucking
No.
loved that.
No.
Why did
No,
you stop
I
eating
don't.
meat?
Because I think exploiting and slaughtering innocent sentient beings for something that is optional to me is wrong. Because if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't want someone to come and slash my throat because they like the taste of my flesh. Is that really what your values say? That because you
I'm
like
totally
the taste of
okay with
somebody-
you
Okay, I
being
don't
vegan,
understand why
but,
you're
like-
like so defendant of these animals. Like,
Yeah.
Why would I be defending of women for the same reason? Because they deserve to live and be
because
free.
We
Dude,
actually
humans
have
and animals.
relationships.
Yeah,
with
humans are
women
animals.
Because
Humans,
because
yeah, but
women are
they're,
humans.
they are different.
What's the difference that justifies the difference
Are you
in
gonna
treatment?
fuck an animal?
Say that again?
Are
Yes.
you gonna fuck an animal?
I'm an animal, yes, so if I fuck a human being, I will fuck an animal.
Oh, come
yes.
on, dude.
Oh, the truth comes out.
Makes it.
He partakes in bestiality.
Who made that microphone? Not a dog.
I should have known. Look at the tattoo. what were you thinking when you got that?
Do you even know what this is?
What is it? Like a radio?
A radio.
I don't know. What is it?
If I told you, you probably wouldn't understand. It's the hyperfine transition of the hydrogen atom.
Okay. So how has this made you money?
Do you think that I live my life to make money?
Definitely not. You live your life to fuck animals.
No, I live my life to actually respect others and make the world a little bit of a
You're
better
not respecting
place.
us right now. You're like, you put this social
Do you think you deserve respect for exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
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 Well, you've done it before, so do you think you...
No, I didn't reserve
You said
respect.
you were a meat...
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't reserve respect for doing it.
All right. Sir, can you just...
It's 3 o'clock. We can do a drink.
Can you just put the fries in the bag?
What's your TikTok and YouTube channel?
How many people are live right now?
Can I
How
take
many
this?
people
Yeah,
are
yeah,
watching?
take
How many people just got it?
190.
Your perfection is the only real good.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one.
See you, boss.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shake your hand again. That's
Good
okay.
chat.
I thought we deserve respect, though, because we're...
Not for exploiting innocent animals, no.
Okay.
I don't think.
should meet Ryan
Listen, I
G.
don't discriminate based on. I don't discriminate based on phenotypes, right? You guys seem to think it's okay to discriminate based on phenotypes. I don't. Right? That's all throughout.
Should we get their boys?
All throughout our history, all the worst things that humans have committed in society have come from the same type of discrimination that you guys are doing right now. Just because you guys cannot be that victim, it doesn't mean that you should continue doing it. That's all I'm saying. But you seem to
We're gonna
think.
read about this tonight.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a very strong topic.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, yeah. You're a great man.
Well,
Yeah.
you think about it. You're just gonna work your shit, bro.
I mean, you can laugh and make jokes all
No,
day,
no,
but at the
no,
end of the day, to the innocent animal who gets their throat cut, do you think it's funny to them? Just so that you get
They
your
were put
king to
on
eat
the
some
They
world.
don't
food?
have
This.
emotions. They don't have emotions.
They do have emotions.
Humans, like God,
Not when
put
they're
animals
dead.
on this world for food.
It's a,
No, none of the animals that are domesticated.
Have you read the
Listen,
Bible?
listen.
Have you
The,
read the Bible?
the animals that are domesticated, do you know why they're
cycle of
called
life.
domesticated? Is because we have made these animals. These are not put on earth because of God. God put on earth different animals. If you really do believe in God, I don't believe in God,
I don't know
but
what you're
God,
saying.
but
I can
animals
tell,
on the
bro.
world.
God, do you think God put these animals on earth for food?
Yes.
Well, you are 100% wrong
Well, you
with that
can't-
statement
No, I'm
because
not.
all these animals are domesticated animals. They're animals that we have taken wild animals and have domesticated them.
Yeah,
Do
okay,
you
maybe
think God put
originally.
dogs on earth, or do you think God put wolves on earth and we domesticated them?
Yeah, but
Okay, so none of these animals were put on earth for God, by God for us to eat. So your whole statement is already wrong. Do you understand your perspective?
no.
That's
no.
okay. If you don't understand your perspective, that's
The Lord's
fine, but you
Supper,
can
they ate
acknowledge.
lamb.
Say it again.
The Lord's Supper. They ate lamb.
there were still plans.
Have you
there were
ever
still
read the
plans.
Bible? Have you ever read the Bible?
I read the Bible. Yes, I used to be a devoted Christian. I also for the same
happened, dude?
the same reason I started thinking for myself, and it's fucked up. With if you guys choose to believe everything that you're told, do so. But don't think that just because somebody told you that some of the things are true, that they actually are. Seek the truth. That's all I'm saying. Don't think for yourself.
Is your
We're there.
purpose in life to seek the truth?
Well, I'm a critical thinker. I'm trying to get more people to critically think and think for themselves. So yes, I believe
really
that one is
training
the
us.
purpose of my life. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Think for yourselves. Don't just believe everything you've been told. Cheers. Cheers. It's insane, everybody. Just a large group of people who were triggered by the truth, huh? Insane people. That was tough, Chip, but you did great. Yeah, I also think I did pretty good. Any argument that they brought up, I instantly put it down. Because they were non-arguments. They were non-arguments. The sheer thought of saying, well, God put these animals on earth for me to eat, that is false. Which one do you want to steal? Yeah, it's this one, take it.
Oh, can I steal it?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. I give you this.
Oh, I have this one.
So I want to try with this.
Try it. But turn it around while you speak to somebody so that they don't know what it is about, okay?
Okay, so you think if I show straight away,
So-
they're gonna come to me, say, hey, what are you doing?
Not a lot of people will come, so you should still hold it with the social experiment, and when they come, turn it around. But either way, however you try, like if you're if you want to try the other way, when they come and you speak to them, turn it around so that they don't know what it's about, so that they come to everybody else. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So the whole, as you can see right here, you see? Wait, right here. That's Sohan and another animal rights activist. We're getting all the animal rights activists are here. We have Lodevijk, we have Marian, we have, I forgot her name, but she's also an animal rights activist. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 animal rights activists, with me 7. So there you go. We have 7 animal rights activists today over here. Awesome. Yeah, I believe so too. Awesome. It's awesome to have so many people speaking up for animals. Fiber itself is essential. It definitely helps with health. It definitely helps you have a good gut health. And nowadays we're learning more and more just how important gut health actually is. And I think that's one of the reasons why a plant-based diet is generally healthier than any other type of diet, because a good gut health literally involves good mental health and just a good general healthy life. So yeah, fiber does help with that. And everybody, if you're enjoying the conversations that we're having, hit that subscribe, hit that like. Let's get those numbers up. We want to spread the message as wide as possible. We want to show people that there's no reason to exploit animals, that all animals deserve to live and be free. Arguably, the gut-brain axis is probably a big part of why vegans are happier on average. Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't call myself... I'm generally a content person, you know, like generally a happy person. But I don't know. I'm also a high empath. So whenever I see injustices in the world, I feel pain. I feel the pain. When I see injustice, I feel the pain. So maybe that's part of the reasons why I became vegan, because I could just relate to the injustice so much, you know. I mean, I'm just curious, like, who from this chat, who has been bullied? Have any of you been bullied? Yeah, Yonzuk says, Pepe Silva says, Alison McDaniel says, yeah, so, you know, somebody bullying you is messed up and wrong, right? It's arguably so, because we clearly deserve to not have that happen to us. So, in an essence, I relate and I see veganism in a sense kind of similar, because if you're not vegan, you are bullying animals because you are getting some form of benefit from it, and because you are being intellectually lazy or something that you don't want to look it up, whether it is true or not what we do to animals, whether your values actually are that it's okay to do this to animals. And yeah, so I'm assuming that any of you who have been bullied don't really like how it felt to have somebody with power basically, I don't know how to put it, but putting you down, somebody with power abusing you in a sense. Bullying you. Why would you do it to animals? You have power over them also. That's why you do it to them. That's why you can do it to them. Why not be different? Why not break the chain, huh? Why? And please, yet again, in the chat, I ask you, please judge the arguments, not the person, okay? It doesn't matter who is here sitting in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's me or anybody else. Judge the arguments. This is a lesson in life, to learn how to be a critical thinker. When you judge the person, you're committing an ad hominem fallacy, basically attacking the person saying the argument instead of the argument itself, okay? So please focus on the argument, not on the person. Let's not commit ad hominem fallacies. Judge the arguments, not the person. Has judged every single person when they're left. What exactly did I judge them on? I explicitly said that I judged them on the choices that they're making for exploiting innocent animals. I have not said whether these people are smart, stupid, right, wrong. I just have clearly stated that their decision, their choice to exploit innocent sentient beings is an unfair, unjust, and cruel one. That is a judgment of an action that they're doing, not the person. Again, pay attention. You know when my life became the best life, when I started being happier in my life, is when I started being a critical thinker, when I learned about the logical fallacies, when I realized what logical fallacies I was doing myself. It really does make your life better, because you may not realize it, but some of the contradictions, some of the logical contradictions that you're part of, some of the things that you think are okay are still somewhere deep inside of you not solved. Somewhere deep inside of you, you know they're not okay, right? And that sometimes comes up. You want to try a social experiment? You can be off camera if you want.
Yeah, off camera.
That's okay. You can, when you come back, you can do it if you want. Okay, cheers. Somebody said that they just ate the flesh of an innocent sentient being. Wow. Poisoning the earth with chemical concoctions is okay. So all of a sudden you think poisoning the earth is wrong, but poisoning animals, exploiting them is okay, right? From your point of view. Asphyxiating an innocent sentient being to death is okay, huh? Fishing is okay, right? Taking a fish out of water, letting them asphyxiate to death so that you can eat their flesh. That's okay in your book, isn't it? But you have a problem with poisoning the earth. Wow, it's insane. Yeah, I know there's people who don't have problems with eating animals. But you gotta ask yourself, why is it that you have a problem eating certain animals? Because I'm sure most people who are intellectually honest will have a problem with eating certain animals. Do you have a problem eating dogs? For something that you don't need, when you can choose otherwise, right? When you can choose anything else, like you can choose to eat plants, you can choose to eat anything else, would you choose to exploit and kill dogs? Oh, Rat Robbery says he eats dogs. Okay. Would you eat humans then? Let's go even further. I have no problem also asking this question. Would you exploit and kill humans so that you can eat them? For optional food, of course, for optional food. See? Look, Rubber Daddy says, I would eat chicken instead. You see? Rubber Daddy, you've already showed yourself that there are certain animals you think are okay to eat, certain animals are not. Do you have any logical thinking on why that is? Probably not. You were just told at some point that some animals are okay to be eaten, some aren't, and you just took it for granted. Have you ever sat and wondered why we do that? Or is that actually really fair to do to these animals? That's all I'm saying. Think a little bit for yourself. You have a nice bond with your dog, yeah. I'm not talking about your dog, I'm talking about other dogs. Would you kill and eat other dogs? Rubber Daddy, would you kill and eat other dogs in the same circumstances that you are today? If there was the only meat you found in supermarkets was dog meat, would you kill and eat dogs?
Hi, can I talk to you?
Yeah, sure. Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Yeah, of course.
What's your name?
I'm Julie.
Julie, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
From France. What about you? What's your name?
My name is Chip, I'm from Romania.
Okay.
So let me ask you, Julie, how do you feel about animals?
I feel like they are great, like friends, companions. Like,
Okay.
I feel they deserve love.
What about animals that are not companions? Do you think they deserve moral consideration?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think exploiting and slaughtering them would be okay?
No.
No. But do you think that we might be doing that to them?
No, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't be doing that to them. Okay. Do you consume any animal products? I'm not judging, by the way.
I'm consuming. I'm trying to go vegetarian.
Okay.
But I'm still consuming.
Yeah. So when you say vegetarian, would it also imply like eating dairy products and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But do you know what dairy cows go through, for example?
No.
So let me ask you, why do you think cows produce milk? Like, what's the reason?
I actually don't know.
So I used to believe that cows eat grass and produce milk, but the reality is cows are just like humans. In order to produce milk, they're mammals, so they have to have babies because they produce milk for their babies. So do you think that farmers let them get pregnant whenever they want to, or do you think that they choose for them?
From now, I just think they choose.
Yeah, they choose for them, exactly. So the procedure is called artificial insemination, but it's like they forcefully impregnate them. Somebody puts their hands in their anus, they hold their cervix and inject bull semen in their vagina. Can you hold this for a second?
Of course.
I want to show you also while I'm... So you see somebody has to jerk off a bull for that to happen.
Okay.
And then he puts his hands in the anus, hold their cervix and injects bull semen. Yeah. So this is, of course, without consent, of course, all of it. Yeah, so that's how they get pregnant. When the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
They go through the same treatment. They just go in another room maybe, but still
So the first thing that happens is they get separated from their mothers. So they take them from the mothers and then they keep them isolated because they would drink their mother's milk. So the milk has to go for human consumption or to make cheese or whatever it is that they're going to be using the milk for. That's pretty messed up, right?
That's messed up, yes.
Yeah. And yeah, if the baby is born male, they kill them because they don't produce any milk.
Okay.
So they're useless to the dairy farms. If the baby is born female, they forcefully impregnate them every year, take their babies, exploit them for their milk, and when they can no longer get them pregnant, that usually happens around the age 6 to 8 years, because no body was meant to be repeatedly impregnated. Then they kill them also, and they can live 24, 25 years. So, how do you feel about this? Do you think it's okay to do this to them?
That's so fucking wrong.
It's so fucking wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for reacting that way. That's I've had people who say, "Oh, that's normal. That's okay," but this is a good reaction. Yeah. So then, do you feel like you wanna pay them to do this?
No.
No. So then, vegetarian is still paying
Yes,
them
yeah, of
to do
course.
this, right? And for meat, it's the same thing. It's just without the repetition, right? Because cows
I
are
get
still
that.
forcefully impregnated. They still not always have their babies taken from them. Some farms keep them there, but then they still kill the babies, kill
Yeah, I
them,
get
and
that.
all of
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah. So, have you ever considered going vegan so that you not part of any of this?
I have considered.
Yeah.
For now, I think I'll go step by step because I see that there are like alternatives.
Yeah.
The thing is, sometimes they are more expensive, and I'm looking forward to be like more economically stable.
Yeah.
To like go vegetarian and then vegan. So yes,
So how many more animals should be exploited for you before you change?
that's I don't know. It's.
Let me put it this way.
I get what you're saying.
If it
really.
were dogs, would you find it important to stop, or would you still say, "I'll take it step by step"?
I'll try to stop like as soon as I can,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like the thing is, I still like. I don't know that like products are expensive, and I don't want to go broke or.
I
just
understand.
so-
Like, if I give you some resources to help you with that, would you see it as an obligation then to change?
I think we should. I don't want to push that onto anyone. Anyone like. Like you do you.
Well,
and-
wait. Why not? Like, if you were to walk down the street and you would see a person hitting a dog, what would you do? Would you say
Yes.
something? Would you join them, or would you walk by?
I would, like a dog. I would say something. But yeah, I get your point.
But you see,
I
like any
totally
other
get your
animal
point.
in any other situation, we think that. So
That is
I understand. It's true that we shouldn't be telling people how to live their life, and this isn't like I'm not telling you how to live your life, right? I don't really care what you're gonna eat or how you're gonna live your life. I'm just saying that perhaps make the choices that please make the choices that don't exploit these innocent animals.
Okay.
If you were in their shoes, I would tell
Yeah, of course.
everybody else the same thing.
Yeah, of
Please
course.
stop exploiting her. Let me give you a card and tell you. So if you scan this QR code,
That's right.
there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and
Okay.
help you go vegan for free.
Okay.
And they help you stay within your budget.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, there you go. So you just gotta try that. A
Yes.
lot of people have had success with that.
I will.
And if you want to learn more about eggs, about all this, maybe you have questions, either watch The Minion, which shows you exactly what animals go through, kind of like the pictures I showed
Yeah.
you, or the most important speech you'll ever hear, where it's just a guy explaining it without showing you a lot of footage.
That's nice. Well, thank you for this conversation.
Julie?
Julie, yes.
Julie, nice. Julie, have an awesome day and
You too.
think about it, okay? No more animals exploited. And also
yes.
act, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
cheers.
you.
Have a good one. There was an okay conversation. Somebody else sent a super chat. Thank you so much, whoever did. Yeah, there's also these people. There's also these people who don't really don't have a lot of confidence in changing, and I get that. That I'm not here to point any fingers at people like that, And I felt like Julie was a little bit like that, where she didn't have a lot of confidence that the change will empower her to live her best life. that's why we have all of these tools, you know. That's why you have Challenge 22. That's why I'm here sitting to people. That's why I'm here telling you that, hey, maybe you can use even ChatGPT in some cases. You can use Google. You have a lot of options now. If you want to empower yourself and you want to change and you want to stop exploiting innocent animals, you can choose to do that. And everybody in the chat listening and watching, you also have access to all of these tools. I put them all in the description of this video. You just gotta go there and watch. There's even a 3-minute video if you're interested, and it shows what animals go through. It takes 3 minutes out of your time, and then you just gotta ask yourself if that's really okay with your own values. And if it isn't, then, you know. But you gotta be intellectually honest, because, you know what, if you were gonna watch that and just so that you can prove to yourself that you're okay with it, or that you can master it, that's not the point, is it? You know, I know for a fact that the brain, the human mind, is a pretty strong thing. You know, we can dissociate easily. We can do horrific things and quickly dissociate so that we don't have to think about it. But you gotta be honest with yourself when you do this kind of stuff and ask yourself for real, is this really what I want to be part of? In the end, it's that's all it is, you know. And if you see something there being wrong, but then you're afraid for your health that it may not be okay or something, you have all the tools to help you also in the description of this video to empower you to do better. We're not here to judge any of it, and I know it can seem sometimes like, you know, us animal rights activists, because what I'm doing here is I'm sitting as an animal rights activist, not necessarily as a vegan. I am vegan also myself, but the act that I'm performing, what I'm doing here sitting on the street and speaking to people, is not on the account of me being a vegan, but rather on the account of me being an animal rights activist. So us animal rights activists can sometimes come up as intense or pushy or whatever, but the reality is we're just trying to change people. And everybody knows that we cannot force anybody into a change, right? Like, it would be ridiculous for me to have the absurd expectation of speaking to somebody on the street, and even if I force them to say something, that they would go home and actually do what I forced them to say, right? That's a ridiculous claim for me to think that I cannot do that. So that's why I'm trying to have productive conversations with people, and that's why I'm also telling you, all of you in the chat, to think a little bit about the things that you're doing. Am I sometimes poking fun at your arguments? Sure, but you know what? It's part of it. If you're gonna say insane arguments to justify insane violence, then, you know, you should be prepared for somebody to poke fun at your arguments. You should be prepared for somebody to say, well, incredible acts of violence need some incredible acts of explanation, not convenience or taste pleasure. You know, those are not good explanations. So, yeah. Go vegan, as a cricket connoisseur says. So be open-minded, think for yourself, and don't be afraid you want to try a social experiment? And don't be afraid to challenge your own beliefs, you know? Don't be afraid to ask yourself, why is it that I'm okay with the slaughter and exploitation of chickens or cows, but somehow I'm not okay with the slaughter or exploitation of dogs or of humans even? Like, why? Why is it that we think that from their perspective it is that much different, that needless exploitation and slaughter is somehow morally justified? Ask yourself that. Okay? And as I was saying with this Julia that I was speaking, I know it can seem a little bit scary to make a change. And there's plenty of times and plenty of things that a lot of the times when we make changes that, you know, we need support from other people, because especially when such a change, when it's something so inherent within us, something that has been part of our life for so long, and we've been doing it for so much time, and it brings us some form of pleasure. We're reminded of it fondly. We think of dinners that we've had with families fondly, and sure, maybe there was an animal product on our food, on our table when we did that, and, you know, but I like to think that the reasons why we think of all these things so fondly is because of what we got from it, not because of what the animals went through it for it, right? So what if you could get similar things or maybe even better things, because the reality is vegan food fucking slaps. It's amazing. The taste is amazing. So what if you could get just as good taste pleasure, just as good nutrition, without needing any of this animal exploitation and slaughter? You could still remember fondly of meeting with your family, of having dinners with friends, but there just doesn't need to be a corpse on that table. Why does it have to be somebody's corpse there? Why somebody's body part, somebody's titty juice? I don't know. Like we can just, titty juice. By titty juice, I do mean their milk, right? Or coagulated milk, because cheese is just coagulated milk. So why don't we just let them be, and we enjoy our life, we do our thing, and we let them be. It's not just about food also, like for clothing, like wearing somebody's skin. Imagine somebody walking on the street with a jacket made of human skin. That would be insane, huh? Why is it that we think that if we wear a jacket made of another sentient being's skin is okay? It's not. Why is it that we think that we need to test cosmetics on animals? We don't. We can test cosmetics on consenting human beings. If somebody consents to it, we can test it on that. We have, what do you call it, chips on, or organs on chips. We have all these many alternatives and choices that choosing any of these things to do to them is pretty cruel. Daddy Maxi Dog says, check my comment. Man, the chat rolls up. If you're gonna say the comment, say it again. Otherwise, I'm probably not gonna see it. You guys wanna try a social experiment? You wanna try it?
No, thank you.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, okay, I don't see the other questions. Animal testing is often ineffective. Also extremely true, yeah. I think, what was it, like 90% of animal testing, of products tested on animals, don't end up on the shelves. So yeah, it's highly ineffective. Go vegan, subscribe. That's true. Go vegan and subscribe. Yes, well said, the vegan plant. Thank you. I've worked at a farm and I saw nothing harmful done to the animals. Well, M. Zuller, have you seen cows being artificially inseminated? Have you seen cows having their babies separated? Have you seen what happens to the cows when they can no longer be impregnated, huh? What happens to the babies if they're born male? Do they live their whole life, or do they get killed? Is that not harmful? Killing them? Be vegan, why do you always have to be annoying about it? Henry Zoom, as I explained to you just now, and you probably weren't listening, I'm here speaking as an animal rights activist, not as a vegan. Sure, I'm vegan, I make my choices, and you're right, those are my choices, but I'm also an animal rights activist, and I speak for the animals that do not have a voice. I speak for them because people like you, Henry Zoom, are choosing to exploit and slaughter them. I'm trying to defend them. I'm trying to tell you that you don't have to do this. You don't have to. No. Henry Zoom, you don't have to. Daddy Maxi Dog, if you're vegan and you get vegan fruit from the outside world, you're just as bad as me. Be yes or not killing anything, but if that doesn't happen, there will eventually be a, okay, crop that's nonsense. Okay. Yeah, so it's not about killing, as I keep explaining. It's about exploiting, and it's about your intent to exploit and slaughter innocent animals. It's also about the fact that one system inherently depends on exploiting animals, and other systems just contain animal exploitation. When a system inherently depends on animal exploitation, that system cannot possibly improve. Preach! Sorry, but really, think about it this way. If this system has to exploit and slaughter animals in order to exist, then this system will never be able to exist without exploiting or slaughtering animals. It's as easy as that. So do not pay for the system. Any other system that contains animal exploitation, that contains human exploitation, that contains anything that is bad, can be improved on. You take that little part that is bad, child labor. You take that little part that is bad, badly paid, bad wages, transport, anything else. You take all that little part and you improve it. You work on it. And you should theoretically, if animal agriculture didn't depend on exploiting innocent animals, then theoretically animal agriculture could also be improved. But it cannot, because it inherently depends on exploiting and slaughtering animals. This isn't a bias. This is literally what it is. Imagine if you were to be paying for a product that depends on exploiting, I don't even know, women, humans. I don't know how to put it, because if I put it, it sounds exactly the same thing, but with a slight change. You guys want to try a social experiment?
Yeah, why not?
You okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
What's your name?
I'm Louis.
Louis, nice to meet you, Louis.
Hey.
So how do
What's
you
your
feel?
name?
Chip. Sorry,
Chip.
I
Chip?
always forget Chip. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Louis, where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Germany.
From Germany. Nice.
Yeah.
How do you feel about animals, Louis?
I mean, I like animals. Yeah.
You like animals?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that animals deserve moral consideration?
It's actually funny that you bring it up, because just lately our cat, or like the cat from my parents, got hit by a car.
Yeah.
And then they were like considering if they should, I don't know how it's in English, like put it asleep, you know.
Yeah. Like euthanasia.
Yeah, exactly. Or if we should pay the bill, which was like about 8,000 euros. But yeah, it's difficult, because at the end of the day, animals, I think they do not have like the same intellect as a person. But if you can't take care of an animal, you definitely should not own one. So
Okay.
it's always like a big responsibility.
But let's take all this pet and animal companions out of the equation.
Yeah.
Any other animal, do you think they deserve moral consideration?
I think so. Yeah.
Like, let me put it this way. If you were driving with your car, as you said, as an example, and there's an animal in front of
Yeah.
you, right? Would you, assuming that your car wouldn't get damaged, right? Let's assume this way. Would you plow through them or go around them?
Of course, go around them.
Of course, go around them.
It's-
Why?
What do you mean why?
If your
Because
car-
I don't want to hurt the animal.
Exactly,
Because, yeah.
exactly. But what if when you plow through them,
Yeah.
your car becomes better?
My car becomes better.
Somehow, yeah. Let's imagine.
But
this
it's like a soft spot, because I'm a huge car guy.
You're
know?
a huge car guy.
I
There you
love
go. So
cars.
I know.
Yeah, but
I nailed it.
but
without
no,
even
I
knowing.
wouldn't. No,
You wouldn't.
I
You
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
No.
Because you acknowledge that they deserve to not be run over by a fucking car, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I appreciate that. Okay. So then let me ask you, because do you consume animal products?
Yes.
Do you
But
see the analogy that I made? Because when we're consuming animal products, we're basically like driving our car into an animal because we think we get some benefit from it. When instead we could be driving around and consuming plant-based products.
yeah.
right?
I mean, I try to consume. Actually, I try to consume as much plant product as I can.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just also cheaper, you know, and
Yeah.
just more convenient to just grab something else and not really, you know, having
But
to look.
if we were to put this, if it were more convenient, like if you're with your car, obviously it's more convenient for you to go straight into the animal rather than swerve and try to not hit them, right? So should convenience really dictate whether we exploit or slaughter an animal?
Yeah, I mean.
I know,
it shouldn't, right?
It's
It shouldn't.
challenging
Yeah,
discussions.
it's
I'm not
very
here to judge,
challenging.
by the way.
Yeah,
I'm not here to judge,
yeah,
so
yeah,
don't
it's
worry about it.
No, but yeah, it's difficult.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I was in your shoes. We have been taught that what we do to these animals is okay, because at some point we said that it was needed, right? Obviously, it's not needed today. Obviously, we live in a world where we can thrive on plants and plant-based products, right? So then we gotta ask ourselves, we have to reconsider this. Is it still okay what we do to these animals then? What do you think? Is it still okay, the fact that we exploit and slaughter them for something that we don't actually need?
I mean, you do not consume any animal product.
I don't know, when did you lose me? Looping. Oh. Yay, now it's back. Okay. When did you lose me, everybody? It's such a pity because it was such a good conversation with this guy. Oh god damn it, this phone. Fucking phone. I hate this phone. I'm starting to think I might need to change my phone. "10 minutes, Jesus fucking Christ." Wow. That's an insane amount of time. We lost when the cows say, but cows need to be milked. Yeah. So what happened was, oh my god. It's such a pity. So what happened was that I explained to him what dairy cows go through. Yeah, second-hand iPhones are cheap. That's probably what I'll buy. So what happened was that I told him what dairy cows go through. I showed him. I explained to him also the eggs. And when I asked him, oh, Ches says, "Hey, Ches, it's okay, Chip. We kept ourselves entertained." So when I asked him how many more animals should be exploited for you, he laughed a little bit and said, "None. I'll change right now." So I gave him a card and he was on his way. I got a pretty good feeling for him. I'm not sure if he'll change right away, but I did get a good feeling from him. It's a pity that you did not see 5 minutes ago. Oh, damn it. This stresses me out now. Well done, says Lizzie. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pity that the stream ended like that. I don't know what happened. So my phone, what happened? I think my phone restarted or something. I don't even know. My phone was just turned off for some reason. I don't know how or why. We missed a good conversation. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. We'll continue having a couple more conversations. I'm sorry, everybody, for this kind of stuff happening. You know, that's the pitfalls of doing it live and having a shitty old phone. That's one of the pitfalls. But yeah, maybe I should be buying a second-hand phone and just dealing with it. I'll probably wait until September or October when a new iPhone drops, and then I'll buy a second-hand phone so that at least I buy a second-hand newer phone, because anyway I'm buying one every 5 or 6 years or something like that, so might as well make a right choice. Love those wolves in your backyard. What wolves in my backyard? I don't even have a backyard. But interesting thing to say. Yeah, so everybody, welcome back. I'm so annoyed because it was such a good conversation. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. I'm happy you're here. I'm gonna take a look at the phone more. Get an umbrella for the sun. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I thought, because I'm more tanned on one side than the other, I thought today I'll just let myself get a little bit more tanned so that I'm at least equal. And yeah, from now on I'll seek the shade. Yeah. Wait, what? Meanings are important in debate, says Henry Zoom. Yeah, meanings are important. What do you mean by that? Of course. It's important that you know what you're saying. But the fact, Henry Zoom, the fact that you're already seeing it as a debate means that you're already set on proving us wrong instead of on proving your point wrong. Because you know what a critical thinker does? They try to prove their point wrong. They try to prove that what they're thinking is wrong. Not trying to prove that when somebody says something against them that it is wrong. Okay, let's get some more conversations, everybody. Do what you wish, don't force it on me, says Quiller Cook. Yeah, Quiller Cook, how about you stop forcing animals into slaughterhouses? How about I don't force you to do anything because I cannot, And how about, because you can and you do probably force animals into slaughterhouses, how about you stop forcing them into slaughterhouses? How about that? So we have right now, we're way more activists now. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 activists. And one of them is handing out flyers. One is even filming. That's cool. One is talking to a kid. And the two are sitting by my side. You can see them right here. You see? They're right here. Ha ha ha, do you have a job? Yes, I do have a job. I'm a software engineer, but it's Sunday. And on my free time, I choose to spend my time by fighting for animal rights. A dog or animal isn't a someone. They are animals. Humans are also animals. Humans aren't a someone by that logic? Or what exactly is your logic? Just because you create this artificial differentiation between us versus them, and you call them animals, and you call yourselves this, you think you're somehow superior to them. Because what? Because you were born a different species? Do you think that because you were born, because you were born a different species, you have the right to exploit and slaughter any other species than yourself? Because somehow you were born a different species? Is that what your values say? Do you judge people or individuals on the premise of how they're born? On characteristics coming from their DNA? Really? And you think that is moral? Somebody said gay. Yeah, that's okay. It's beautiful to be gay, just like it's beautiful to be straight. Sexual orientation is beautiful, whatever it is that you were born to be or whatever it is that you choose to be. Jay keeps saying gay. Yeah, thank you. I take it as a compliment. I'm not gay, I'm a little bi. And I say a little because I don't really understand my sexuality. It's pretty complex. But if you want to reduce me to that, that's okay. I don't mind it. I take it as a compliment. Because you know what? Being gay is actually a pretty courageous thing to be. You know why? Because there's people who persecute you for your orientation. There's people who believe that you shouldn't have the right to exist because of your orientation, or you shouldn't be the way that you are because of your sexual orientation. So to be that, it implies a lot of courage. So thank you. I should be that. Peg, thank you so much, Peg. Thank you. Well said, says Carrie. Thank you. Maybe he just means gay as in happy or chipper. Yeah, there you go. Gay as in happy or chipper. That definitely. If animals were sentient, I wouldn't eat them. Max Pryor, how about you read the Declaration of Consciousness by Cambridge, the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness or the New York Declaration of Consciousness? Both of them are written by Nobel laureates and highly esteemed scientists, and they explain that animals are indeed sentient and feeling. Peg, thank you so much. I still see it here. I appreciate you. So, Max Pryor, if you think that animals are not sentient, then you are denying science. Fusion asks me, what do you do? I'm a software engineer by day, and in my free time, I like to fight for animal rights. Is it fine for you if a hunter kills a deer and take it out and eat it? No. I mean, animals kill each other too. Well, you have choices, they don't. Industrial meta is of course bad, but how about wild animals? Wait a minute, LK. Why is industrial bad? Why all of a sudden? So let me ask you, because this is highly illogical, right? Why is it that you think that industrial farming is wrong? Why is it that you think that's wrong? Could it be because you acknowledge that when we do that, we're objectifying animals? You basically see them as objects, you see them handled on conveyor belts in mass amounts of numbers, and you really see the treatment that they are treated like objects. What if you were to find out that the objectification of animals also happens on smaller farms? Well, in fact, you know what? In fact, there's a study from Germany, and you can look it up, you don't have to trust me, done on, I think, 1,300 dairy farms, between small and large dairy farms. And what was happening was that they were questioning the welfare of these animals. And the welfare of farms and small farms is surprisingly similar to the welfare of animals in factory farming. The reason for that is because while in smaller farms they have a little bit more time with farmers, they have maybe a little bit more space. In factory farms they have a lot of standards put in place, a lot of procedures put in place. They have access to veterinarians. They are given the proper diet. So no, this whole thing of saying factory farms are bad, small farms are good, is just clearly an emotional thing that you are saying. So maybe ask yourself, why is it that I think factory farms are bad? Somebody just dropped their phone. It seems like it's okay. You're definitely not an American, says Jay. No, I'm definitely not an American. Does that mean I don't cannot possibly have valid point of views, or I cannot express truths because I'm not an American? Is that how you judge people? Henry Zoom says, I watched the Minion Hall. And Henry Zoom, you think what we do to animals is okay, huh? And you thought what happened there is okay. You say it sucked, Henry Zoom. So why not stop paying for that? Dominion isn't even showing the worst parts of animal agriculture. It's actually, in a lot of cases, it's showing the good parts of it, the least cruel parts of it. I was misinformed and thought small farms were kinder to the animals. No, they're not. The procedures are the same everywhere. Animals get killed at a fraction of their lifespan. Animals get exploited, and animals get treated like objects. In fact, you'll hear a lot of farmers say exactly the same thing. Don't get attached to them. Because when you get attached to them, you just end up crying because they have to be sent to slaughter or something like that. So yeah, there's even stories of farmers going vegan because they got attached to their animals. Because in reality, these animals, cows, chickens, pigs, they're just like the dogs, the cats that we have in our homes. They're just bigger and look different. For us to judge them because they look different and exploit and slaughter them, that's insane to me. We don't need to do that. Why are you so upset? Asks me Fusion. I'm not upset, Fusion. I'm just normal right now. And I'm not if I were to be upset, don't you think the fact that I tell people that, hey, we are exploiting and slaughtering innocent sentient beings, and people just come up with excuses to continue doing it, and with the most ridiculous, nonsensical, illogical things, only so that they can feel better about their choices? Should I not be upset that people refuse to stop exploiting innocent animals? Should I not be upset about that? I should. I'm not that upset about it right now because, I'm a bit desensitized to the idea. But it is upsetting, It is upsetting that instead of having a normal, decent conversation with somebody, telling them, hey, this thing that you're doing is incredibly fucked up and cruel, and you have options to change, people start becoming defensive as if you've somehow insulted them. You want to try a social experiment? Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm Sandra.
Sandra, nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Where are you from, Sandra? Can you come a little bit closer to the camera? Nice. Where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
From Belgium. Nice. Okay, Sandra. How do you feel about animals, Sandra?
About animals?
Yeah.
I like them.
You like them. Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
That's a difficult question. Why? Okay, why? I think yes.
Yes, they deserve more consideration, right? So let me put it this way: if you were driving your car, would you, and there's an animal on the road, would you go around them? Would you try to, assuming that your car would not be broken in any way, would you drive into them or go around them?
I would go around them.
What if it were considerably more inconvenient for you to go around them?
I would still go around them.
You would still go around them because you think they shouldn't be slaughtered, right?
Yes.
Okay, but what if you were then to realize that you might benefit from killing them?
No.
You still wouldn't do it. Okay, so then I make this analogy, and I'll bring it back to what this analogy is. It's an analogy of what we do to animals in animal agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that in animal agriculture we are literally just doing this, exploiting and killing animals for something that we don't need because it's convenient for us? Or because we perceive some form of benefit from it?
You've lost me. I'm sorry.
Say that again. I've lost you.
You've lost me. But I can see my colleagues. I have to go
Do you
now.
think it's okay to exploit and slaughter innocent animals for
No,
products you
not
don't
okay.
need?
It's never okay.
So
But
then you
now
should
we
be
go.
vegan. Yeah, she ran away instantly. Oh, I can see my colleagues. They're sitting here listening. I gotta go. You see, this is it's insane, huh? Run! Exactly. It's insane that people run away so fast. I do like this car analogy a lot because it's so easy to picture, it's so easy to visualize, and so many people would find it absurd to do anything else. You guys want to try a social experiment? I ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. I am live on my YouTube channel. Are you okay with being live?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's cool. You want to come closer so that you're in view?
Okay.
What are your names?
Thomas?
Thomas and?
Sarah.
Sarah, nice to meet you. I'm Chip.
Hi.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about animals?
They're cool.
Good?
Good? Good? Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so let me ask you this. If you were, do you guys drive or anything like that?
No.
Have you ever driven?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't know how old you are. You look pretty young, so that's why I gotta ask. Okay, so let me ask you this. If you were driving your car and there's an animal on the road, would you go around them or would you go through them?
Around them.
Around
Yeah.
them, okay. What if it were...
If I see them on time, of course.
Yeah. Of course. Assuming that your car is not broken in any way, that in this hypothetical, your car doesn't... Nothing happens to your car, right? So what if it was considerably more inconvenient for you to go around them? Would you run through them or go around them?
Go around them.
Again, your car wouldn't break down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what if you would benefit from it? Your car would become more powerful, or I don't even know. Like, you get some form of benefit from killing them. Would you still go around them or go through them?
Yeah, it's still go around them.
Go around them. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so then this analogy that I make, this thought experiment that I put, is actually in relation to what we do to animals in animal agriculture. So in animal agriculture, we are literally the people, if we're consuming animal products, because we don't need to do it, what we're doing is with exploiting and killing animals for something we don't need, or because we find it convenient, or we perceive some form of benefit from it, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys understand the analogy that I just made with animal agriculture and how driving...
Chip, how you doing, bud?
Hey, man.
You're famous.
You're famous.
No, I'm not. It's just I had a conversation with them earlier. Yeah. Yeah. So do you understand this analogy that I was saying with plowing your car through an animal?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So then, I'm assuming you consume animal products, and I'm not here to judge. You know, we were all sold this idea that all these animals are okay to be exploited and slaughtered for us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we think about the fact that we don't need to do it, is it really okay to exploit or slaughter these animals?
Good question. Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, okay.
What do you
You
think?
give
Can you
an
say
answer.
it again?
Yeah, so that's okay. So considering that we don't need to consume animal products, and considering that when we do buy animal products, an animal is exploited and slaughtered for us, do you think that then buying animal products is immoral?
I would say it's unethical.
Yeah.
I think it's different than being immoral. I don't know. I would probably, you can make an argument for it. I would call it unethical. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. It's unethical. I don't want to fight over the
No,
over
no,
the
that's
words,
totally
which
not
words
what
to
I'm saying,
use.
no.
Yeah. So if you find it unethical, then don't you think it's important that you don't participate in it and
Yeah,
that
of
you don't buy
course.
animal products?
Yeah.
So have you two ever considered going vegan so that no more animals are exploited for you or on your behalf?
Um, well, I'm not vegan, but I guess like I eat meat occasionally, but I don't really, I'm like 90% vegetarian, if
Okay.
that's a thing that you can do. It's kind of what I study in school, so I'm with you on this.
What is it that you studied in school?
Sustainability
Ah,
science.
sustainability. Yeah. Yeah. So I understand that from the perspective of the environment, it is obviously better to be vegetarian than to eat meat, and it is better to be vegan than to be vegetarian, right? For the environment. But you know, the reason why I don't really bring up the environment a lot in in the conversations I have with people is because if I were to kill half the human population, the environment would be better off, right, at it. But
Sure.
nobody would say that it's something we should do or encourage to do, right? Because
Right.
it would be wrong towards them. So what I'm here discussing is a little bit of values, your morals, your ethics, where do those values lie, right? And it seems to me like, according to your own values, exploiting an animal or slaughtering them is wrong. So then, if your actions say otherwise, then you're not in line with your own values, are you?
Well,
Damn.
no, but I mean, we didn't say that they were. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, that's okay. But don't you think it's important that the actions are in line with values? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
let me put it as an example. If I say that I respect women, but then I go around beating women, then it's obviously my values say one thing, but my actions say another thing, right?
Yeah.
And especially when there's victims involved, it's important that we align these two. So, in the case of animals, because you said vegetarian, do you know, for example, why vegans don't consume dairy products or milk, cheese, this kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
because it's an animal byproduct.
Yeah, it's an animal byproduct, but it's not just that it's an animal byproduct, right? Like, obviously, we have a problem with also the whole idea of using animals, but it's also that dairy cows are. Do you know what happens to dairy cows? Let me put it this way. Yeah. So you've learned about it, how they get forcefully impregnated.
Yeah.
How they have their babies taken from them.
Yeah, I did a report on this.
Ah, you
last
did
year,
a
actually,
report on
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is incredibly cruel, right, to do to them. So if we don't need to do it, then we shouldn't do it, right?
I agree.
Or something as cruel as that should definitely need a pretty good reason for us to do it, other than because we enjoy it or because it's convenient for us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So then I ask you again: do you think it's important then that you go vegan, or that
like you said, yeah, I try not to eat as much as a lot of my friends do, but I still do it, and yeah.
Yeah, but let's put it this way: even if it were once a week, that one animal, to them, do you think if you were in their shoes, it would matter that your oppressor is only oppressing one person that year, or does it matter that you are that one person?
Yeah, I get your point.
You see what
I get your
mean?
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So from their perspective, they just don't want to be there. They just want to be in that shoes. Like you wouldn't want to be there. So
no,
it feels like then, yeah, it's pretty clear what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many more animals? And I'll let you go after this. How many more animals should be exploited for you before you make a change? None. Also you?
Yeah, I guess none. Yeah.
Yeah, that the only way to do that is to go vegan. You know.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys stopping by. You seem like a cute couple, by the way. Awesome. Can I give you one card? Do I give you one card? Do I give you two?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let me tell you real quick. If you scan this QR code, there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist and send you recipes every day and help you go vegan for free. So that should help you with any nutritional things that you have issues with or you don't know how to handle. They help you with that. And if there's two things that I want you to watch, it's either Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. So Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. They're also just if you scan that QR code. Can you promise me you'll watch one of these two?
Yeah.
So Dominion is pretty gruesome, and if you can't muster to see that, then watch The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear.
Is it
okay?
the TED Talk or?
Yeah, it's kind of like a TED Talk, but
Yeah.
it's a speech held by a guy at the university in US.
All right.
It's actually a really good speech just to watch alone. Like like he's very much no bullshit, no nonsense, and he just says it as it is. It's a really good speech to watch. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for having this conversation with me, and okay, make
Yeah,
changes,
good
okay?
luck.
Because we
Thank
need we need more animals to not be exploited, okay?
Have a good day.
Cheers.
Good day.
Good conversation. Chip being some friendly. I'm trying to be friendly. I really am trying to be friendly. You know, I really don't want to give people excuses to not be vegan. I really don't want that. It's kind of ridiculous that if you get a little bit upset with somebody for saying extreme nonsense, you are perceived as not friendly and therefore not want to be in a certain way. But imagine somebody saying some ridiculous shit like women are inferior. That person should be scolded. Whereas if we lived in a world where women would be seen as inferior, although we kind of do, sadly, we kind of do. It's just some people refuse to accept it. It's kind of insane. But let's say we lived in a world where that would be normalized to even say out loud. You know, scolding them would be, somebody would perceive you as, hey, why are you scolding this person? They're only saying what they were told or something that's normal, which is insane, right? We gotta think a little bit. We gotta stop this bullshit because, yeah, it's not normal or good in any way to exploit or slaughter animals. And everybody deserves to live and be free. God put animals on here for a reason, says Big Tasty. Yeah. Oh, man. Imagine using a compassionate God to justify needless violence. Imagine using God to justify this. Imagine using a compassionate God to justify this. Imagine using a compassionate God to justify this. I'm sorry, it's opposite. It's the reverse. Imagine using a compassionate God to justify this. Imagine using that. Imagine using a compassionate God to justify this. That is insane. That is insane. Think for yourself a little bit. Your God would definitely accept it. You guys want to try a social experiment? Your God would definitely want you to think for yourself rather than commit these horrific, violent acts for this insane cruelty and violence for something that you don't actually need. Like that's the worst part of it. You don't even need any of it. You do it because you get some convenience or pleasure, or because you couldn't even bother to look into it. Like imagine that. Imagine that you do these horrific things. Hey, you guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's okay.
Can you come closer so that you're in view? You guys don't want to do it? Okay, what's your name?
Victor.
Victor, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Spain.
Spain. I'm Chip. I'm from Romania, but I live here. So let me ask you, Victor, how do you feel about animals?
Well, both of my parents are vets, so I've been my whole life living with them.
So you like animals?
Yeah.
Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
More consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now in Spain they're doing like different laws that affect to the animals and all the meds and pills that they need. So yeah, I think that they need more consideration.
How do you feel about bullfighting?
Bullfighting. I don't like it at all.
You don't like it?
I think that it's a very disruptive tradition that affects like the Spain as image.
Yeah. Do you think is it cruel or unjust towards the animals?
Yeah, for sure.
Can I ask why?
Why it's cruel? Because I think that it's not like how can I say it? Something that you can make a fun thing or a happy thing, like killing the animals or hurt them. So I think that this is why it's cruel.
So you think we shouldn't be getting pleasure from killing animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good thing. Do you think that when we buy animal products, we are getting pleasure from killing animals?
Yeah, kind of.
Right, because we always have alternatives for like nutrition, right? We can always get our nutrition from without exploiting or slaughtering animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, is there any difference between you supporting bullfighting and you supporting animal agriculture?
I mean, I think that it's kind of different because a lot of animals that we consume, they are specifically born.
All the bullfighting animals also the same. The bulls are specifically bred for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's kind of different because we don't see all the process in the animals that we consume. And well, I
Is
think
that really that different because you don't see it? So have you been to bullfighting matches?
No, never.
So but you still have a problem with it. So you still don't see what happens there, but you have a problem with it.
Because I think that creates like a bad image in Spain, and
Oh, that's why you have a problem with it, because it's a bad image of Spain, not because it's cruel to animals?
no, it's cruel, and I think that nowadays it's like less. I don't know really if they continue doing that type of bullfighting,
Yeah.
but I think that nowadays people are more conscious about that.
Yeah.
And we are not doing as much bullfighting as before.
Yeah, so I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, because the way I see it is bullfighting is bad because we don't need to do it, right? Because it's something that it is very cruel and we do it to an animal and we don't need to do it. So in the same way, I would say, well, if we do cruel things to an animal for something else that we don't need, regardless if we get a product that we put in our mouths afterwards, isn't it just as bad?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. So then, don't you see it then that if you oppose bullfighting, that in order to be morally and logically consistent, you would have to also oppose animal agriculture in general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's not about me being right? It's about I'm here speaking on behalf of animals. I just want less animals to be exploited, right? So I'm trying to convince people like you and other people to stop paying for this so that animals stop getting exploited and slaughtered, because the reason why bullfighting is continuing is not because of Spain or the country or anything, but rather because people pay for it, people go to it. So if nobody would go to bullfighting, it wouldn't happen anymore. It's just like that animal agriculture. If you wouldn't pay for products that exploit and slaughter innocent animals, animals would not be bred into existence to be exploited and slaughtered. So what do you want to do going forward? I don't care what was in the past. What do you want to do going forward?
Well, I tried before to be vegetarian, so now that I speak to you, I think that I will give it a second try.
Yeah, but keep in mind that vegetarians still exploit animals, right? Like dairy cows are still bred to be exploited and then they're killed, And the dairy. So let's put it this way: why do cows produce milk?
So
why do cows produce milk?
Yeah, well, for us, mostly.
For us. So if a human being were to produce milk, why would they produce milk?
Can you repeat it, please?
Yes, sure. So if a human being were to produce milk, like if a woman were to be producing milk, why would they produce milk?
I don't understand the question.
That's okay. So your friend over there, when would she produce milk?
When she needs to feed her son.
Exactly. So the same reason cows produce milk. So they have to have a baby to produce milk.
Yeah.
So do you think that they get pregnant when they want to, or that farmers decide for them?
For sure, the farm decides.
Exactly. So farmers, they forcefully inseminate them. They forcefully impregnate them. If we did that to a woman, how would we call it?
No, the specific word, but exploitation or something like that.
Sexual exploitation, I'm good with that, yeah. And when the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
To the baby cows.
Yeah.
Mostly they kill them or they use it for food reasons.
That's spot on. So the first thing that happens is they separate them from their mother so that they don't drink their milk, so that they can control how much milk they have and so they can sell the milk. And yes, they get killed if they're male because they don't produce any milk. And the female, every year as their mother, repeatedly impregnated, repeatedly babies stolen, repeatedly exploited for their milk. And when they can no longer be impregnated, they get killed. And that happens around the age of 6 to 7 years, and they can live 24, 25 years. So a quarter of their life spent forcefully impregnated every year, exploited for their milk and killed. Does that sound right to you?
No, not really.
No. So that's why the only way to fight all of it is to go vegan.
So yeah, you think that the thing that we need to do everything to stop that type of things is all people go vegan?
Well, it's not the only thing that we can do, of course, right? But it is, unfortunately, at the stage that we are at right now, because so few people are vegan, because there's so much demand for animal products, yes, right now more and more people need to go vegan, yeah. in order for it to end. At some point, we will need government regulation. We will need people in higher places to enforce these laws and rules, you know. But where we're at right now, because so many people pay for it, governments can never, even if they think it's wrong to do so, they can never do it, right? Like, imagine somebody banning animal products. Everybody would revolt, you know, nobody would want to do that. So we need more people on this side to no longer pay for it, to speak for animals also.
Yeah, I will give it a try.
You'll give it a try? Okay, I appreciate you. Let me just give you a card before you go. And so if you scan this QR code, you have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan for free.
Oh.
If it's something that you want, you can also do it however you want. And if I urge you to watch one thing, it's either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. Can you promise me you'll watch one of these two?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just to learn more about animal agriculture, okay?
Okay.
And then you make your decisions for yourself, because I can no longer police you. I hope you make the right decision, because you seem like a compassionate guy, okay? Okay, it was Silvio? Victor, yeah, Victor. Okay, I'm Chip. Victor,
Thank you very much.
be compassionate and fair, okay? Cheers. Bye. There's no reason to not go vegan. No reason. There's no logical, compassionate reason to not go vegan. Lovely weather today, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good weather. It's been excellent weather this whole week, hence why I did it every day. I do feel a little bit tired though from doing it every day, but yeah, hence why I did it every day. And speaking of everybody, I think we will have one more conversation, and that's about it. One more conversation, and then we'll go. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Good one, asking him about bull torture. You know, Martin, I asked him about that because you told me to ask him about that, Martin. So thank you so much, Martin, for telling me about that. You know, that's the whole thing. That's how I become a better activist with your help, because, you know, I cannot possibly know everything or have the insight into everything. So if somebody raises a question on how to be better at it, that's amazing. Chip, do you value a piglet the same as a baby? Asks Fusion. Why does it matter? Who cares? Who cares if I value a piglet the same as a baby? No, of course not. But who cares about that? Does that mean I get to cut the throat of a baby if I value a piglet more? Does that mean I got the throat of a piglet because I value a baby more? No, who cares which one I value more? That's the most ridiculous thing you can ask, right? It's like me asking you, would you rather be gassed to death, or shot to death, or knifed to death? You not knowing the option that you also have, you can choose to not be killed at all, right? Makes no sense. That's what's that fallacy called? I'm missing the name, but yeah. Humans are not necessarily more morally worth than animals who aren't the human variety. Exactly. They're not. They're not. And regardless of how I place value on an individual, whether that individual is a different skin color or the same skin color as me, whether that individual is a different gender or same gender as me, whether that individual is a different species or same species as me, it doesn't matter. What I acknowledge is that they have intrinsic value on their own. They have value on their own. It's not about the value that I place on them. You know, I would never, like, that is meaningless. That is only something that I can ponder and think about and ask myself questions about, but it means nothing in the day-to-day world. It means absolutely nothing. And also in your day-to-day world, you absolutely, at no point in your time do you have to choose between killing a baby or killing a piglet. Your choice is between killing a piglet or not. Your choice is between exploiting an innocent animal or killing them or not. That's your choice. Your choice is not between a human and an animal. You guys, that's also the thing, you know, like, non-vegans, they think they want to portray vegans. And by the way, do you know why they want to do that? I'll tell you why. Because animal agriculture, which I learned today, animal agriculture actually pays large sums of money to portray this. They pay sums of money to try and make this view of vegans that we are actually putting animals and humans on the same scale. We are not, let me tell you right here, we are not. All that we're saying is that the intrinsic values of animals is the same as the intrinsic values of humans. The extrinsic value, the value that we place on them, is different person to person. If I will have a pet companion, they will definitely value more to me than a lot of fucking strangers. That does not mean I get to cut the throat of strangers, does it? It doesn't. Extrinsic value doesn't really matter. It's what intrinsic value that matters. And I acknowledge that they have that option, that they have that intrinsic value. And the sad reality is that in your day-to-day life, your option isn't between you pondering whether a human or an animal should be on the same level, or whether you should be killing a human or should be killing an animal. No, your choices are between killing an animal or not. I repeat that. So why exactly would you make a choice to kill an innocent animal, to exploit them, to use them as an object, to objectify them? How exactly do your values say that it's okay to objectify an innocent sentient being? How? How exactly is it okay to objectify an innocent sentient being just because you perceive some pleasure from it? Because it may not even benefit you that much. You want to try a social experiment? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, bye.
Can you come closer so that you're in view?
Yeah, sure.
What's your name?
Sara.
Sarah, nice to meet you. I'm Chip.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Italy.
Italy, okay. So Sarah, how do you feel about animals?
We are like part of the world as well as they are.
I appreciate that a lot. Okay. If you were given the choice between exploiting and slaughtering an animal or not, what would you choose?
Not to?
Not to, okay.
Yes.
What if you perceive some form of benefit from exploiting or slaughtering them?
Yeah, we should find other ways to do it.
Exactly, we should find other ways so that we don't exploit or slaughter animals.
Yes.
Okay, do you think that in animal agriculture we do exactly that? We exploit and slaughter innocent animals?
Yes.
Do you think that if you're buying animal products, you are essentially making the choice to exploit and slaughter an animal when you don't need to or when you don't have to?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, do you make these choices? I'm not here to judge,
no,
by the way.
but like this is secondhand, like most of my clothes are secondhand for sure. I don't know, like from the first.
Clothing, that's a good
Yes.
one. Makeup, do you buy makeup that's tested on animals?
No, I always buy like the
Cruelty-free
non-tested
ones?
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. What about food, for food?
I was vegetarian for a year.
Yeah.
Then it was not working for my health, so I was like, okay, I'm flexitarian now.
Okay, so now, sometimes you make this choice where you exploit or slaughter
Yes.
an innocent animals. Do you acknowledge that you can choose otherwise?
Yes, I know, but it's not that easy as well.
Why is that?
Because like, okay, in my case, I had like to take a lot of supplements
Okay.
to be able to handle like a vegetarian diet.
So why not take supplements then?
Because first I was not going to like a dietitian, like a nutritionist, so I didn't know how to do it. But also going to a nutritionist, like to a dietist, it's expensive as well. So if you're like able, like money-wise, to make the kind of choice, that's good.
So what if I give you the resources to help you stay within your budget and access to a free
Well,
nutrition?
I would love that too.
Would
Yeah.
you find it important, not important, but obligatory to go vegan and not vegetarian?
Well, I can try that. Yeah.
So the reason why I say vegan and not vegetarian is because animals are still exploited and slaughtered for milk, for cheese, for eggs,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So when we make these choices, it's really exactly the same thing as it is for meat. It's more clear to us for meat, but the same thing happens for dairy products.
But would you think that like the situation is different if you have like your own farm and then you consume product for your own animals?
Do you think farming animals is ethical?
That's a great question. That's a nice question. All right. Okay. I don't know. I have no clue on that because I don't
Let me put it this
own a
way:
farm.
Would you farm humans?
No.
Would you find
okay,
it ethical
so okay,
to farm humans?
no, fair enough. Okay,
No,
so this is like your your argument. That's cool.
Let me just explain, because it doesn't mean that humans and animals for me are on the same level, right?
Yes.
I mean, I've obviously obviously, probably. Most likely, I have a value system of my own where if I have a pet companion, I will value them more than other strangers. But obviously, if I had to choose between saving a human or saving an animal in a life or death scenario, I will most likely save a human being, right?
Yeah, for
That
sure.
doesn't mean that, because
mean,
it's just my own bias, towards
Yes.
what I was born with. But that doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge that both of them have equal value for themselves, right? Just like
Yes.
you value your life just as much as an animal values theirs, right? So it doesn't really. So from that perspective, I would say that farming animals is wrong for the same reason farming humans is wrong, because
Okay, yes, I see
not
your point.
because from their point of view, they don't want to be exploited, they don't want to be imprisoned, they don't want to be used as objects so that we get something from them. Same as it is for humans, it is for animals.
All right. So do you think like we do have enough like resources to like everybody be vegan, like go vegan, and be able to handle that kind of diet, both like healthy, like from the healthy part, and also like resources, like talking about resources?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because we forget a lot of the times that animals are actually fed way more plants, and
Yes.
they're growing
More
way
water,
more plants and way more crops for them than we would otherwise eat. I think it takes like 6 times more land to grow 1 gram of animal-based protein versus 1 gram of plant-based protein. So
Yes.
that's so yeah. Obviously, if we were to not feed all of these animals what we grow, then we could grow all of it for ourselves, and we would have considerably more food.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Okay. Let me give you the resources that I promised you.
Yes.
So if you scan this QR code,
Yes.
you have a thing there called Challenge 22. Oh, you're gonna scan it right now. Perfect. So I urge you to watch either Dominion or this one, Gary Yurovsky, The Most Important Speech. They're very good speeches. They're very good videos to understand what we talk about eggs and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
But Challenge 22 here, they hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day and help you go vegan for free.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. How many more animals should be exploited for you before you change?
Oh no, that's no more.
No
yeah,
more.
I get it.
You get it, okay?
I will get informed. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Get informed and make changes, not just get informed, okay? Okay. Cheers. Like, sub, and comment. Thank you, Martin. That's a good one. Yeah, there you go, everybody. That's as easy as that, to have conversations with somebody, and that's the logical way of talking to somebody. Yeah, it's wrong. And I hope I'm not scolded for my choice. Indeed, if you are ever forced to choose between an innocent animal and an innocent human to save, that is a fucking horrible choice to make. But I'll just say it. I'll probably be biased in that moment. I don't think it's fair towards either of them for my choice that I'm making. I don't think it's fair that I would make that choice necessarily. But I repeat, that's not the choice that you have every day, is it? The choice that you are faced with 3 times per day is between exploiting and slaughtering an innocent animal or not. Not between a human and an animal, but between an animal or nothing. So choosing to exploit an innocent animal is just insane to me. But yeah, I believe that being a little bit honest about these things can maybe help you guys relate a little bit more, because I don't have an unrealistic love for animals. I do find animals extremely cute, a lot of them. I don't have an unrealistic love for animals, or for humans for that matter, to be honest. But I just think we need to respect everybody, including humans or animals. We just need to respect everybody and let them be. Nobody deserves exploiting them because we fancy what they give us. We fancy the product that we get out of it. So yeah. Hey Svet, it's nice to see you. Veganism is a sign of true spirituality. I don't see it that way. I'm not vegan because I'm not spiritual, and I'm not vegan because I would be spiritual or something. I'm vegan because I think it's extremely unfair what we do to animals. I'm vegan because I wouldn't want anybody to treat me the way we treat animals. I'm vegan because I like to think of myself as a person who will do and does the right thing when I'm presented with the choice and the option to do the right thing. So yeah, that's why I'm vegan. Not because of values that I place on animals, values that I place on people, all these hypothetical scenarios or other things. No, I'm vegan because I know I have the option to not exploit animals, and I'm a logical person, a compassionate, fair person. Well, I don't even know if I would call myself that compassionate, although I am a pretty compassionate person, but I'm a generally a fair person, and I think exploiting an innocent sentient being is wrong regardless if they're a different species than us, right? So if you share that view, then maybe you should also go vegan. And by the way, when I mean exploitation, just so that we're on the same page, I do mean enslaving them, slaughtering them, treating them like objects, nothing more. That is fucking wrong. This isn't about them not being paid or something that you imagined. Macerating them alive for eggs. No. Separating them from their mothers. To get their milk. Hey Mandy, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Like this to me, this is a failure of society. This right here, the fact that we do this is a failure in our society. It's wrong that we do this. It's wrong that we choose to cut the throats of animals just because we get pleasure from it. No. This isn't the world that I want to live in. This isn't what I want my actions to say. I want my actions to say, to be towards a better world, you know? Yeah, exactly. It's a failure of humanity. Deodata Deshmukh. Oh, that's a hard name to pronounce. I'm sorry for butchering it. That's the sad reality, huh? We gotta make the changes that we gotta do, because you know what? The actions, it's not even about fighting necessarily for what you believe in or making the world how you want it to be, but rather when you're going around in your life and you're living your life and you have an impact in the world, whether you like to admit it or not. And the impact that you have is based on the actions that you put out. If those actions continuously say, well, I'm going to pay for violence, I'm going to pay so that animals are exploited and slaughtered for me, then that world will become more of that. If you're going to be going in that direction, like this, then the world will become more of this. Why not just choose anything else? Why not just choose to live a compassionate world? I'm 100% sure that most of the people who are not vegan, and not just compassion, because you don't even have to choose compassion, by the way, you can also choose fairness, to be fair. And why not? You know, all of you non-vegans watching this, most of you admit it. You would have some serious issues having to do this to a living being, one that did never hurt you, one that is hiding in the corner, one that is trying to say, please don't do this to me. This is insane. But yet you pay for it. You pay for somebody to do this. And you're not only fucking up animals, you're fucking up also the humans who are doing this. It's heartbreaking, it's wrong, and you shouldn't be doing it, and you know it. Whether you like to admit it or not, or you want to come up with all sorts of excuses and try to justify and think for yourself that, well, the only reason why I participate in it or I pay for it is because it is necessary for me. All of these are just justifications. All of these are just excuses that you tell yourself, that you lie to yourself. And animal agriculture, this industry that is trying to sell you products, they're literally going to agree with you and tell you even more of what you want to hear. They're going to continue telling you, well, yes, of course you need this product. Yes, of course, but look how cheap it is. When the sad reality is we don't need any of it. We're forcing these animals into slaughterhouses. We're exploiting and slaughtering them. We're doing unimaginable things to them. And absolutely everything that I talked about in all of this stream is it's not even, it's the tip of the iceberg of what we do, what happens to animals in animal agriculture. Because it gets so much more fucked up. Like there's a thing where baby pigs have they get smashed, have their heads smashed on the ground because they don't grow fast enough. In every chicken farm, there's chickens that have trouble growing or that die on the floor. There's actually a job for people to just come up and pick up the dead chickens and throw them on the ground. In dairy farms, cows are forcefully impregnated. It's insane. They're treated like, when the cows don't want to go somewhere because they don't want to, they get kicked, they get moved, they get treated like objects. Come on, move, I want to get on with my day. Because that's what they're thinking about, their day, their life, their thing. And I'm not here placing necessarily a blame on you as the consumer or on the farmers as them. The sad reality is these industries, they lie to us. But why are you giving them money to lie to you? Why are you giving them money to tell you all of this bullshit? Come on, you can be smarter than that. You can think for yourself a little bit. And don't trust what I say. Don't fall into the same thing that these industries are selling you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Look, start with the videos in the description. Try with those. Look at that. Take 3 minutes out of your time, watch the 3-minute video and think for yourself. Do you really want to be part of that gruesome, horrible violence towards animals? Well, what if you realize that you don't have to? Choose otherwise. Think for yourself. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't believe me, because, that's also what I did. I didn't really believe the people that were that I was listening to online. So I looked it up myself and I realized that it is 100% true what's happening. It is happening here in the Netherlands, which is a country with extremely high animal welfare, probably the highest in the world. If you live in US, if you live in Canada, if you live anywhere else, you are literally supporting needless violence towards animals, needless exploitation, abuse, slaughter, everything, any word that you can think of. And you can comment to the chat, send all of these, I don't know, emojis with meat, call me names, say how much you liked steak, how much you enjoy it, say all of this stuff. But you know that what I'm saying is right. You know the fact that doing this to innocent animals is fucked up. Being violent towards animals is something extremely fucked up. So please stop paying for it. Please stop supporting it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? We're not here to judge. We're not here to draw lines in the sand and say we're better than you, you're better than us, all this kind of bullshit. We're just here defending animals. That's all we are. So yeah, I gotta go, everybody. Somebody called my name, and I think we're ending this. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you got something from this. We do this so that we try to spread the message more. And you don't have to trust me. As I said, I'm not here to sell you bullshit or say, no, trust me, don't look there. No, please look it up. The more you get informed, the better it will be. Get informed. Come back in here. Get informed. Challenge us. Challenge me. Challenge everybody. Everybody. Get informed and get better at it. Okay? But don't please, for the love of everything that is beautiful and for the sake of whatever your values are, do not be complacent. Do not sit down and just accept the oppression. Do not be their oppressor. Do not just buy the Kool-Aid. Do not drink the Kool-Aid that animal agriculture is giving you, okay? Please think for yourself. Be smarter than that, okay? Don't just be a cog in the wheel. Be the person who thinks for themselves, okay? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And we did 6 days of activism, and it was really nice, huh? Wasn't it? There were days. Yesterday was a really nice day. I really did enjoy the Women's March. I really do enjoy seeing people fight for others' rights and stuff like that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being there. Sorry. For being there and here. Thank you for being. There's so many of you who have joined every single day and have spoken to people in the chat. I know it's not easy. I know it takes it out of you. It takes a lot of energy to do all this, and I appreciate you a lot. I keep repeating it, I know, but I just want you to really understand that I do appreciate the work that you guys put in when you're in the chat, the work that you guys put in when you're talking to these people, when you're moderating, you know, these are not easy things to do. These are not easy things to make choices out of. And this is a form of activism that you're doing. So thank you for that. And yeah, if you can have patience with people, have patience with them. If you can't have patience, hey, you're human. Just try to think what is best for an animal. Oh my God, and here you go. There's somebody, look at this. Horses are not meant to be rode. Horses deserve to be free. Imagine bringing a horse through Amsterdam. That's an insane thing. This is slavery, exactly. Whatever, it's disgusting. Yeah, but you know what? If you're not vegan, you're not going to be prepared to understand this. So, Vegan Dylan says, Chip, will you please make me a moderator? Vegan Dylan, I'll see you more. If I see you more in the chat, I'll make you a moderator. Okay? I don't know if I've seen a lot of your comments or stuff, but yeah, I'll check you out. Okay? Let me drop a comment, Vegan Dylan. Drop a comment after this stream ends, and I'll check out your activity on the channel. Okay? So then I'll make you a moderator if that's the case. It could be a rescue horse, says Eric Kelly. No, Eric Kelly, this woman who is riding a horse, she rides a horse every Sunday through this place. I have seen it every single Sunday. That's what she does. She gets on a horse and rides it because she cannot possibly get on a fucking bike on a bike lane, right? Yeah, it's insane. There's a bike lane. Why use a horse? Imagine me riding on a human being because I like it. Thank you so much for everything you do, says Vegan Dylan. Yeah, Vegan Dylan, drop a comment, okay, so that I check out your comments. Everybody else, as I said, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all the work that you do. I know my job, I feel like my job is the easiest one, you know, speaking to people on the street, because, you know, when I speak to people on the street, people are at least a little bit more reasonable than people who are in a chat and who have anonymous and they think it's okay to say or do all kinds of stuff and support all needless violence and exploitation. So it's insane to me. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. If you're not vegan, I'm going to give you a little bit of a homework. Just watch the 3-minute video in the description of this live stream. You know, it takes 3 minutes out of your life, literally. Watch that. Let that be the start of you thinking for yourself. If you are vegan, thank you so much for being here. Do something for yourself. Do something for the animals. Take care of yourself, and you know, tell somebody, hey, stop exploiting animals, like I did with this woman. Not accepting it is a good thing. Showing people that we're not going to accept this kind of stuff maybe will make her reconsider. You never know. And thank you to all the Moldemers. When will you be back online, asks me the vegan plant. I have no clue, the vegan plant. So next week I have Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday I will work, and it might be complicated to be online one of these days. So could be Thursday, could be Friday, or it could be Wednesday. I don't know yet. I'll know for sure as the days come by. I have a lot of work still left to do, so yeah. But thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I keep saying it. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to keep you too long. Go vegan. Watch the things in the footer, in the description, and stop exploiting animals, everybody, okay? Appreciate you. And appreciate everybody who donated. I'm sorry if I didn't see who everybody donated, but please rest assured that I fully, wholeheartedly appreciate your donations. They really do help me, okay? They really help out. Thank you. Have a good one, and bye-bye, everyone. Have a nice Sunday going forward.